Hello and welcome to a DFS strategy video for the 2023 Fortinet Championship. My name is Eric and here's SweetSpotDFS. It's all about training the optimal lineup every single week. And in this video, I'm going to include everything that I typically include during a PGA DFS week. So if you're unaware, I did put out a video telling you how, or letting you know what my plans were for the 2023 fall season. That included kind of an update in my schedule. Typically I put out a preview video Monday night, and then I go with the strategy video Tuesday night. As you can see right now, we are live doing the same thing we typically do, but instead of doing Monday night videos, I'm going to include everything that I talk about in those videos during these Tuesday night live streams. And just to throw up, I think this is my schedule. There we go. I named it weird on my broadcasting stuff. So this is the fall schedule that I plan to do going forward. It's going to be every Tuesday night. So you can see up there, it says Tuesday live videos. We are at the Fortinet Championship. So 9/12. There you go. And then we're off for a couple weeks. 9/26 is the Ryder Cup. I'll be overseas. So I will not be doing a live video for that Tuesday, but I will come back during the Sanderson Farms Championship to do one October 3rd. So just be aware of that. Again, it's just going to be every Tuesday night. The fall season is kind of, it's a low point in the PGA Tour season. And what's kind of funny is this is the 2023 Fortinet Championship. There was already a 2023 Fortinet Championship, but that one went towards the 2023 season, whereas this one doesn't go towards the 2024 season. This stretch of golf here is to determine the last few spots that the PGA Tour is going to exempt for next year. So there are some people trying to qualify for the 2024 season, and that's why they're playing in these events. Just throwing that out there right now. I'm probably going to repeat that in the future. We'll see. We might not even have to. But anyways, that's going to be my schedule for the 2023 season. For the rest of this year, I should say. Just doing it Tuesday nights. I want to focus on a few more things that I really don't have time for usually throughout the week. So let me go ahead and pull that down. In the strategy video, I'm going to be going over, like I said, everything I typically do in the preview videos and the strategy videos, which would include the course and tournament information, pass optimal and GPP winning lineups, looking at the bucket system, and then diving into lineup building. Of course, I'll be going over the Marquee Tee Times as well, because that's a huge piece to the Sweet Spot process. So if you're with me right now, as I can see, Joanne is here. I'm not sure if AJ is still here, but what's going on, guys? Well, guy and lady. AJ, I'll build lineups with Cam Davis and Thigala later on. You'll be the first lineups that I build, but nice to see you guys in the chat. Before we get into the strategy video, just want to throw out the fact that I like to do giveaways. I believe I have a new graphic for this, so let's see, does it show up? There we go. Oh, not as good. Oh, shoot. I need to update that. Anyways, we do have some more giveaways, or I should say not more giveaways, the same giveaways that I typically have. I'm going to update this on the fly. So we'll do this. Oh, I might change everything. There we go. That looks much better. I should have checked this beforehand. Anyways, I like to reward those that participate on the channel. So if you are subscribed to the channel and you comment on any of my videos, you get a free entry into the weekly and the monthly giveaway. Now you can see on the screen the monthly giveaway. We had to hit that goal that you see all the way over there to the left. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers by the end of the month. If we do that, I'm going to give away the $50 you see on the screen. If not, I give away a t-shirt that has the SweetSpot logo, the SweetSpotDFS logo on it. So that's what you see on the screen. Like I said, it's my way to reward those of you that participate on the channel. So be subscribed and comment down below. And I will be doing a giveaway here shortly. Actually, let's just do it right now. So I have it on the screen. This is our weekly subscriber giveaway that came from the Tour Championship. I had 25 total entries, so I appreciate everyone for doing that. And we'll just check what our winner is. Tara Barbas. So Tara, you will have to reach out to me at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com, or if you're in chat, let me know, or I need to figure out a way to get a hold of you one way or the other. So if you want to email me or even shoot me a DM on Twitter, by all means do so. I do Google Pay, I do PayPal, I do Venmo, but $5 is yours if you choose to claim it. So congratulations, Tara. Now these go into the monthly giveaway, which I am going to be running right now. Like I said, during the Tour Championship, we had a couple weeks off. I don't think I saved this over. I did not. So there we go. Go ahead and throw those in here. And now we have our monthly subscriber giveaway to run. 73 total entries. Now, unfortunately, because we didn't hit the sub goal that you see all the way over there to the left, instead of giving away $50, I'm going to give away a t-shirt. So the winner of this one is Shot Like Harden. I think Shot Like Harden probably has a couple t-shirts, but we'll figure something out. I think he usually likes golf balls that have the SweetSpot DFS name on it. I do include those, so congratulations, Shot Like Harden. He had 11 entries from last month, so it does pay to comment on as many videos as you can. Now, you only get one free entry per video. So that was 11 videos that Shot Like Harden went in and commented on. And Joanne, I know Joanne in the chat, she likes to comment on a lot of the videos too. She usually has the most entries. If I keep running this, I'm sure Joanne's name will show up a few times here. There we go. Joanne with 16. So like I said, it pays to put as many entries or to comment on the video as many times as you possibly can. That way I get to reward you for participating on the channel. All right, the other thing that I'm doing is a prize picks giveaway. It does get smaller. That's kind of funny. I'll have to update that. But if you are in a state that allows prize picks and you're not yet signed up, use the promo code SweetSpot when you sign up and put $20 in your account. You're going to get $20 back for me. So again, my way of rewarding you for rewarding me, essentially, using my promo code SweetSpot when signing up for prize picks. And oh, by the way, I said this in my fall 2023 update. There have been some tools that I've been using that have been making me pretty profitable on prize picks. So you're probably going to see more videos from me in the future going over these things, and they'll be random. They'll be random because when the value comes off the board, or when it gets on the board, I should say, you want to hit it as quick as possible because the value will go away over time. Lines adjust, or prize picks will change. I should say, never mind. Lines will adjust. That's all I had to say. So you want to hit the value when you can. So I'll let you in on that. Again, it pays to be subscribed to the channel. Hit that bell notification to get obviously notifications when I do go live or when I post these videos. I think since using this tool, I've made over $700. Sure, I've put some entry fees in, so I'm not, profiting $700, but I am up money. So I'll share that when we get through it. But again, if you're not in prize picks yet or not on prize picks yet, and you're in a state that allows it, use that promo code SweetSpot and put at least 20 bucks in your account. I will get you $20 back. Plus, prize picks matches your deposit up to $100. So all of those promo codes that everyone else uses, where they're like, oh, you'll get a deposit match. Here's a little secret. Prize picks is going to give you that deposit match whether you use someone's promo code or not. SweetSpot DFS is giving you $20 for using that promo code, SweetSpot. So just a little added bonus that I'm doing that other content creators are not. Okay. Those are kind of the monetary giveaways. Just a reminder, I have a cheat sheet that you can follow along with me while I go throughout this video. Check out the description of this video. You'll find a link to it. That link will get you to this page. You can use all the filters that are on here There's one on the dream sheet, and then there's one on the bucket system sheet. You can see the tabs at the bottom of the spreadsheet. Just drill down on the little, it looks like a calculator, but that's where you'll find the filters. And while I'm going through this, again, you can follow along with me. You can also make a copy of this if you want to keep it for your own record. Just go up to the file menu, find the make a copy selection, click that, and then it will be yours. All the data on there, you will be able to change. As of right now, you can't change any of the data. That's to protect basically me from, or us as a community, from bad actors coming into it and trying to mess it up. So again, that's available to you. I also am providing an optimizer, I should say, that uses all of the SweetSpot process. The entire SweetSpot process is built into this optimizer. So if you want to build lineups following the SweetSpot process, email me right there, sweetspotdfs@gmail.com. Let me know you are interested in the optimizer and I'll send it your way. I have my email up right now. So if you're watching this and you'd like the optimizer, I can send it to you. Of course, I am going to require you to be subscribed to the channel and comment here in the live chat, letting me know. You can let me know that you emailed me or something. Just participate on the channel one way or the other, and I will send you the optimizer. Of course, I'll be building lineups with this optimizer at the end of this video. So those are all the housekeeping items. Went over the schedule, went over all the giveaways. Let's go ahead and get into this video, the strategy video. And we're going to start with the tournament fact sheets. This is where we go into the course information as well as the tournament information. Visit the gcsaa.org. And when you're there, all you got to do is scroll down to the media room and you'll find the tournament fact sheets right down here. I know you can't really see it, but here, I'll try to, this media room right here. Find the tournament fact sheets, hit the PGA Tour, and then go to the Fortinet Championship. I'll zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. This sheet is what I like to use for data points when researching this tournament. So just finding data points to research, I should say. You can find the golf course information. You can find the location. So if you want to use California, you certainly can. The yardage, the par 72 is a little different setup. It's a par 35-37, where traditionally you have 36-36. Scrolling down a little bit further, this is where I find the most important piece of the data research is the turf grass. What type of turf grass do we have? It is POA, it is bent. This is very typical California golf course. So POA would be a grass I would research, or POA stats, I should say. Definitely something to research, as well as bent grass. Combine them together. I think that's perfectly fine. You can find some other additional notes down here. I don't necessarily care, if I'm being quite honest. You can see the course has a routing change. So that is, I guess, somewhat interesting. But I don't know. It's the same golf course. People know the holes individually. Doesn't really matter if, you know, hole 10, you know, the old hole 1 and old hole 10 are now switched up. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. You can also find the architect and the renovation architects. Sometimes that's good to look at when researching. If you were to put weights into a model, I mean, no more than 5 points into your architect. Honestly, probably just like 2 points, for being honest, and then no more than 1 point in the renovation architects. I don't think it really matters all that much, but use it to your disposal. And then when we talk about the tournament, it's 156 golfers in the field, just like a normal event. There's still enough sunlight, although it's waning. It's going the opposite direction, which is, being a northern Minnesotan, one of the worst things ever. Because now it just reminds you winter is around the corner, and I absolutely hate winter. So we still have 156 golfers. There'll be a cut, top 65 in ties. Your strength of field is 146. Now, to compare that to other years, in 2023, it was 146. In 2022, it was 212. So it's pretty on par. I guess I don't have the strength of field in 2021, but it's pretty on par with what we see normally in a given week. or not any given week, but any given year for this tournament. So not much different. I mean, you got your defending champion and Max Homa, who will also be playing the Ryder Cup in 2 weeks. Same goes with Justin Thomas. I don't know if Justin had promised to play in this event before making the Ryder Cup team, but there was definitely, you know, he wanted to play as many tournaments as he could, because if you haven't been paying attention during the 2023 season, he's been kind of bad when it comes to playing. So maybe he's just trying to sharpen his skills. I don't know what that means when it comes to his level of effort at this event. I imagine he's still going to try to win regardless. He's outside of the top 75 of golfers on tour. So he's still, every year, every golfer, including the best golfers in the world like Justin Thomas, are trying to find that next year of exemption. So he's currently outside the top 75. He's got to play well to be inside the top 125, because that's what will be determined at the end of this fall season. So I don't think he would ship it in, you know, like give up, just come here and just try to sharpen his skills, and if he doesn't make the cut, then so be it. I think definitely he's here for a reason. And that's kind of what we always joke about in this industry, is like, why would any golfer just show up to an event and not try to win it? I think a lot of us heard like the Phil Mickelsons of the past go to the Shell Houston Open the week before the Masters and just practice shots. I think we've heard that in the past, and that's what kind of changes our thought process when it comes to some of these golfers. But I think JT, if you wanted to play him, is a fine play, honestly. So really, those are the only 2 golfers I want to brush up on, since they are in the Ryder Cup and they are here playing in the Fortinet Championship. It's a lot of travel between Italy and the United States, so I don't know. Make that as you will. But that is just one little piece to add to the tournament information. We really don't have to talk anything more about this, so we can jump right into the pass optimal and GPP winning lineups. I'm not going to do the transition for it. We're just going to talk about it. I just want to go over some common salary builds that revolve around the optimal or a GPP winning lineup. So here in 2018, do I have one in 2017? I do not. So here in 2018, our optimal used up all $50,000 of the salary. It started with a $9,000 golfer as well as an $11,500. Now, keep in mind, there are 4 10K golfers this year, or for this year's tournament. Doesn't matter if we play a 10K golfer. I think that's something to keep in mind. Tony Finau was $11,500, so probably the most expensive golfer on the slate. He was second place, right behind Brennan Steele. And then it was an 8,000, 7,000, 7,000, 6,000. So if I know it's been a while since we've been doing these videos, but I am sure you understand the sweet spot process of starting with a 10K golfer, then a 9, then an 8, 2 7s, and a 6. And I usually just fast fire that by saying 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. Start there and make substitutions as you go. You make up to like 2 substitutions if you want. So we have it right here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6. Again, there's another $10,000 golfer inside the top 10, as well as another $8,000 golfer. But again, that used $50,000 of the salary. So let's move it to 2019. Optimal left $700 on the table, so not quite the same as 2018. But here you can see there's another $11,000 golfer inside the top 5, second place to be exact. But it starts with Kevin Tway. Forgot he won a tournament. That's crazy. I almost was thinking like last year, why the hell is this guy still on tour? He's not been playing well at all, but he did win the 2019, probably Safeway Open at that time. But anyways, $8,700. Then Ryan Moore at 10-7. He's in this year's field. I think Kevin Tway is as well. So too is Luke List. So that's a 10-8-8, 7-7-6. So like I said, start 10-9-8, 7-7-6. Make a couple substitutions. I usually say 2. And what I mean by substitutions is you start with that template that I said. You can sub one of those salary ranges, either down 1 or up 1, depending on what the salary cap relief is. This one, we're subbing a 9K golfer down to an 8. So that means now we have two 8K golfers, which you can see right here. So it still follows the sweet spot process, still following the rules, all that good stuff. So that was 2019's optimal lineup. In 2020, we have a few lineups here to talk about, because the optimal left $3,400 on the table. That's impossible. Like, I would not do that whatsoever. I think that's a bad way to build lineups. You bring in way too many combinations. Maybe if you have a select few amount of golfers that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna put these 7K golfers together with this one 10K golfer, and that's how much you leave. That's how you leave that much money on the table. Then by all means do so. But I would not search or seek out leaving a ton of money on the table. So this one started with $7,400 Cameron Champ, $7,500 Adam Hadwin, $9,300 Mark Leishman, Charles Howell III at $8,100, Zach Blair at $6,400, and Dylan Fratelli at $7,900. So just to repeat that in a different way, that's a 10-9. I'm sorry, no. That is a 9-8-7-7-7-6 build. So very, very similar to a 10-9-8-7-7-6, but we actually sub up that 10 down to a 7. That's not technically one substitution. That's I don't count skipping salary ranges as a substitution. You'd sub one down, then another, then another. So it doesn't quite fit. But I did create a realistic optimal, which is basically excluding, let's see here. It'd be excluding Dylan Fratelli as well as Charles Howell III, and including an $11,600 Justin Thomas, as well as another 6K golfer in Cameron Percy. So that would be 11, 9, 7, 7, 6, 6. That's 49,100. Now, I bet you we could do something better than that. I suppose this is $100 over. Yeah, maybe not. 11,000. This is where we kind of get in that conversation. Maybe it's too expensive to play someone that's $11,000. Hey, Tara, what's going on? Yes, you have one. Then there you go. I will contact you either later tonight or tomorrow. Let me know where to send that money, and we'll keep in touch, or I'll keep in touch with you. So, a little bit different. Your GPP winning lineup left $500 on the table. It used two 7K golfers here at the top, an 8K, a 9K. Actually, make that two 9Ks and a 6. So that's really a 9-9-8-7-7-6 approach, and that actually follows the sweet spot process, subbing 110 down to a 9. Now, I think this is worth mentioning. There are two golfers down here who finished 20th or worse. And then we also have one guy that's 13th. Only 3 golfers from this GPP winning lineup were inside the top 10. I think this event lends itself to, because there's always kind of a few weeks off or a couple weeks off from the Tour Championship to this event, and there aren't a lot of golfers playing in the Tour Championship in this one, or that did play in the Tour that are in this one, or even the BMW Championship at that. I think we get a lot of golfers who haven't played in a long time, and it's very, like, lack of a better word, volatile, because we don't have any expectations. We haven't seen some of these golfers for weeks. So looking at stats, I kind of gave my buddy Byron from Back 9 Bets a little grief on Twitter, saying, yeah, probably don't look at strokes gained stats this week because it's basically a recharge. However, looking at salaries, like past salaries, and even if you want to look at past strokes gained stats leading into the event, that's the big key, leading into the event, not what they did at the event. I don't think that really matters whatsoever. But leading into the event, maybe that's how you can get on certain golfers that you wouldn't normally get on. Just throwing that out there. Moving to 2021, we leave a lot of money on the table once again. $2,100 to be exact. I did create a realistic optimal, but let's go over the original optimal. Stuart Sink won at $6,300. Kind of an afterthought that year. a $6,300 golfer winning the tournament, it's very, very rare. Not saying it's not rare for a $6,300 golfer to be inside the top 10, but pretty rare for him to win. But you had Stuart Sink, 6,300, Harry Higgs at 72, two 9K golfers in Ches Reavie and Doc Redman, believe it or not. Make that three 9K golfers because you're going to add Kevin Streelman to the mix, and then another 6K golfer. What a weird optimal lineup. Three 9K golfers, a 7, and two 6K golfers. Don't do that. That's dumb. It's stupid. Refrain from doing that type of build. That realistic optimal did use three 9Ks, an 8K, a 7, and a 6, which I think is also kind of difficult to do. Now, one thing to pay attention to this year, there's no 10K golfer inside the top 10. You know, like if we go back the last 3 years that we did, you had 11.6 Justin Thomas inside the top 5. You had 11,300. Excuse me, Brandt Snedeker, and then an 11.5 Tony Finau and $11,000 Bill Mickelson. So we had not only just 10K golfers, but 11K golfers inside the top 10. Not in 2021 though. And I believe this would have been the year after COVID, if I remember correctly, because 2020 would lead into the 2021 Fortinet Championship, which I think probably at that time was a Safeway. So that might be the reason why it was weird to begin with, or why you know, the 10K golfers didn't perform all that well. Who knows? I'd have to go back and take a look. Your GPP winning lineup though did have a 10K golfer, Brendan Steele, two 9K golfers, a 7-7-7 build. So that's a 10-9-9-7-7-7. So that actually does fit the sweet spot process. If you think about it, if you go 10-9-8-7-7-6, if you replace that 6, push them up to a 7, that's one substitution. Now we have our 3 7s, and then you sub that 8 up to a 9, that's the second substitution. So it works out. Very difficult to think of it that way, but a 10K golfer did win, or a 10K golfer was in the GPP winning lineup. So that really makes 4 years in a row now where you wanted to start with a 10K golfer in your lineup. If we were taking winning the GPP as an important consideration, which probably should. In 2022, we are closer to that $50,000 salary cap, $49,700. So we're leaving $300 on the table. And that one starts out with Max Homa at $8,700, Mav McNeely at $8,600, $8,000 Mito Pereira, $9,500 Mark Leishman, $8,000 Taylor Gooch, and $6,900 Scott Stallings. This is a Chad Eckert special. This is peppering the 8K range. This is probably the most 8K golfers you'll ever see in an optimal lineup anywhere. It would have been amazing if there was a fifth one. I mean, I bet you could have won a GPP or gotten really close to. I'm gonna double check this here. Let's just do it. Let's take Mark Leishman out and instead put Charlie Hoffman. That's 49,000. I don't like that. How about we put CT Pan? Okay, so this lineup here, it'd be $8,700 Max Homa, $8,600 Mav McNeely, $8,000 Mito Pereira, $8,000 Taylor Gooch, $8,800 Charlie Hoffman down here, and a $7,500 CT Pan. That would have scored 659.5 points, and it would have won a GPP by 4 points. That would have been 5 8K golfers. Chad Eckert needs to see this. If he comes into the stream, we are at the 30 minute 50-second mark. I'll have him come back here. 30 minutes 50 seconds. He has to see that, because that's crazy. It's the first time I've ever seen that. That's nuts. So that's a weird lineup, but guess what? We do have another $11,000 golfer inside the top 10. Not a part of the GPP winning lineup and not a part of an optimal lineup. But let's see. I went 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. What do I have room for? $7,400. How about Patrick Rogers? Nope, never mind. I did that wrong. I have $6,400 left. There we go. John Augenstein. This is a 10.98.766, which is fine. I'm gonna see how many points this scores. 635. So it would have been 20 points behind the GPP winning lineup. So that's no good. Anyways, just wanted to check that out to see if you could actually use an $11,000 golfer and still follow the sweet spot process. I'm sure maybe if we did something like this. Yeah, so this would work out. It would be a 10K golfer, 3 8s, and then 2 6s. That doesn't really follow the sweet spot process. That's making more than 2 substitutions. I'm trying to see if I can make it work out, but I don't think I can. Nope. I bet you that would probably win a GPP though. I'm just curious. That's why I'm kind of wasting time. 669 and the GPP winning lineup scored 655. So yeah, if you wanted to include an 11K golfer, you certainly could have, and you could have won a GPP. You'd had to put 3 8K golfers in there though, which that's weird when building lineups. Just so you know, GPP winning lineup did use, oh my god, it did use 8K golfers. I don't know why. Did I actually highlight this and then just didn't think about it? Oh no, I used CT Pan instead of Patrick Rogers. Okay, yeah, so pretty much the same thing. That's crazy. That's like the one time peppering the 8K range worked out. Fortinet Championship 2022. Okay. In 2023, the optimal lineup left $3,700 on the table. Again, impossible. Don't do it. It's dumb. And it started with the 10.5 Max Homa. Remember, Danny Willett kind of choked it away. $6,900, by the way. So every single year we've seen a 10K golfer. Well, I shouldn't even say 10K golfer inside the optimal, but we have seen a 10K golfer either a part of the GPP winning lineup or inside the top 10, along with the 6K golfer. So that has been true every single year. But this one has a 10, a 6, 8, 7, 6, 6. It's a lot of 6K golfers. Let me just double check. Yeah. So it's a 10, 8, 7, and then 3 6s. That's pretty impossible. I would not build a lineup like that. I did build another like realistic optimal, and that actually used 2 10K golfers in Homa and Thigala, an 8, a 7, and then 2 6s. That equaled 49,700. It would have won the GPP or the $5 GPP by 50 points. So keep that in mind. This lineup is very similar to what AJ Love would like to do. So Cam Davis and Thigala. Cam is a 10K golfer and Thigala is what, 98? So almost 2 10K golfers, as you can see what we have this in 2023. Anyways, the GPP win lineup score had Max Homa in at 10.5, 7.3 Justin Lauer, 10,000 Seth Thigala, $7,200 Brennan Todd, $8,600 Thomas Dietrich, and then I need to scroll down a little bit and find Brandt Snedeker, $6,300. Brandt Snedeker, that's insane. I wonder, is Brandt Snedeker playing this week? I didn't even look. He is not. Okay. I just saw a name pop up though that I think is very similar to like a Brandt Snedeker, and that was Kevin Kisner, $6,600. Do we think Kisner's back? Like, I think he was battling like an injury or something like that. Do we think he's back? Is he going to be this year's Snedeker from last year? I mean, he was in the GPP winning lineup, but he wasn't anywhere close to the optimal. Anyways, those were your past optimal and GPP winning lineups. Now, I want to show you one thing. This is my bucket system page. This is the bucket page, I should say. This is the engine that shows you like the actual bucket system. This is what I like to look at right here. So I'm looking at top 10. So when I look at the top 10 leaderboard, I'm looking at the salaries within that top 10 leaderboard. And this is the frequency, basically. So every single year, we've seen at least one 10K golfer inside the top 10, except for 2021. That to me is very interesting because this isn't a tournament where a lot of the big names go to. We went through the strength of field during the course and tournament information part of this video. It hovers around 146 to 200, like 216 to 140, something like that. With that being said, that means there's not a lot of good 10K golfers at this event, yet we still see one every single year. And by the way, in 2021, your GPP winning lineup had a 10K golfer in it. So really, we could count that as every single year there's been a 10K golfer that either would have hit you the optimal lineup or would have won you a bunch of money. So I think it's worthwhile to play a 10K golfer even this year. And when we get to the bucket system, which I'll be talking about here shortly, I mean, the projections will tell you want to use a 10K golfer this year. And then 6K, if you look at the top 6K range, like $6,500 and above, 100% frequency. We also have 100% frequency of top 10 finishers in the 7K range, as well as in the 8K range. So, you know, that 10, 8, 7, 6 start probably worthwhile. And we can build some lineups around that here at the end of the video, but keep that in mind when building lineups. We'll definitely take a look at that. But let's go ahead and get into the bucket system. I'm not going to review the Tour Championship, which would technically be the tournament prior to this event. Too many weeks ago, the buckets were 100% successful though, so just throwing that out there. And by successful, that means we look at these projections in these two columns, and by the end of the tournament, we want to find out how many golfers inside the top 10 were a part of those buckets or in the optimal lineup. So when I take a look at last year one bucket, basically what I am telling you, or what it's telling us, is we want somewhere between 1 to 3 last year one golfers in our lineups. So if you're following along with me on the cheat sheet, this is my way of explaining the SweetSpot process to you guys and using the buckets. What you'll want to do is go ahead and put a filter on this. Go in this last year bucket, this column here in column E, click the little filter there, clear everything out, and just select one. This will only give you golfers in the last year one bucket. And if you want to figure out what the last year one bucket is, you could go to the bucket system and see the range that characterizes it, or identifies it, I should say. And it's 1 to 20. So basically what this bucket means is, what were their finishes last year? And of all golfers who finished inside the top 20, we have 10 golfers in that bucket this year. And if I go back to the dream sheet and I count how many golfers that I have, there are 10. So bucket 1 is top 20 finishes from last year's event. Here's the beauty about this. I track this for every single year. So this is technically the 2023 fall season, but I call it the 2024 season. The 2024 Fortinet Championship, because that's just how the naming conventions happen. I can't really make it like a 2023 F version. It's gonna be 2024, okay? So this year, I'm looking at golfers from last September that played in the Fortinet Championship, and I want to see, you know, how many golfers finished inside the top 20. And then what I'll do is I'll track how many of these golfers finished inside the top 10, or the top 20, or the top 5, or in the optimal lineup. I keep track of all of that information. I do that for every year going backwards. So in 2023, I looked at 2022 stats. Which golfers of those finished inside the top 20 that finished inside the top 5, top 10, you know, of that current year. So just to show you, go back to my spreadsheet. If I go into 2022, let me just show you a different, we'll go here. So in 2022, was that the one year we don't have one? Okay, 2021. So Brian Stewart, who finished 3rd place in 2021, he had a last year finish of 17th place. So that means in 2020, if I go the year before and I go down to 17th place, I'm going to find Brian Stewart. There he is right there. He finished 17th place. So like I said, I keep track of this every single year. Now, obviously we don't have a 100% frequency rate. In fact, we have a 66.67% frequency rate, meaning going back to 2014 or 2015, I should say, of all the tournaments that these golfers played in the year before for this event, only 66% of the time did we have a top 20 finish from the year before finish inside the top 10 of that next year. So that's what this looks at. That's what all of these stats look at. So last year buckets. And by the way, I have a bucket system video in the description of this video. If you click on that, you'll hear a way better detailed explanation of what it is. And it might be worthwhile to watch. But that's basically what I do every single week, is analyze this. That's why I said, like, during the beginning of the Pass Optimal GPP wing lineup segment, is I wouldn't look at strokes gain stats unless you're looking at lead-in stats from the previous years. I don't really care what happened at this event last year. I really don't. I don't think that really tells us much, but I want to know what the stats were of these golfers leading into the tournament it was. And that's what the bucket system does. I'm looking at last year's stats, course history stats, recent form, salary, and my version of strokes gain stats, which I bucket. So I put strokes gain bucket or strokes gain stats into buckets, and then determine for this year what expectations we can have from each of these buckets. So for that last year one bucket, and oh, by the way, I include all of this into my projections, the stuff I just talked about, but then I also include how many golfers are in this year versus what was the average per year that we typically see. So for this last year one bucket, we see less than we typically do. So we usually see 10, or I mean, we usually see around 14 and a half. We have 10. So it's a little less, and that would bring that bucket down, the projection bucket down. But we do have 50 strength of field points towards this bucket. And what that means is when I look at this year's field, I see Max Homa is a last year one. I also see Sahith Theegala's a last year one. Well, Max provides 24 points towards this bucket. And then Sahith Theegala provides 10 points towards this bucket. So that's 34 points right there. And if we go back to the summary, there are 50 points that go towards this bucket. So those two golfers make up the majority of those strength of field points. Now, if you don't think Max Homa will make the cut or finish inside the top 10 or have a chance to win this event, maybe you just ignore this bucket, honestly, because he brings so many points towards it. And the projection is 1 to 3. However, I'm going to make a slight change. I always look at this projection over here. This is including the sweet spot ranks into the projection. I obviously have been doing this for a while. If you've been here before, why I don't include those in the original projections is because it's kind of a beta test. Like, I'm just testing out how it works, you know, how well they work. So if I pull up the optimizer, what you're going to see is I actually have 0 to 3. And why that is because we want to round down. Hold on, let me say that differently. I'm so sorry. I'm jumping ahead of myself. We round up with our max projections, we round down with our minimum projections. If this isn't greater than 2, so let's say it's less than 2, it's 1.99, I automatically move the minimum down to 0. I want a 2-point buffer between the minimum and the maximum at all times. Always a 2-point buffer, and we always round down first before we round up. Now, 2, that's close enough to be 1.99. I don't even know if it is 1. Yeah, okay, so it is. So that means I drop my minimum to 0 automatically. And I think that's a good way to do this because since Max Homa brings so much strength of field points to it, if he doesn't win this event or he doesn't finish inside the top 3, as you saw during the Pass Optimal GPP lineup segment, those guys weren't in the optimal lineup. And a lot of them weren't even in the GPP winning lineup. So it's definitely worth keeping it, like just thinking about that. And like I said, I already have it built in the optimizer. So 0 to 3. By the way, if you're just tuning in now, if you want access to this optimizer, leave me a message here in the live chat. Email me right there at SweetSpotDFS@gmail.com, and I will send you the optimizer. I do have my emails up right now, so I will certainly send it to you if you'd like me to. All right, moving on. So I'm basically giving you the tools to read this for yourself. This, again, is available on the cheat sheet that you can find in the description, a link to it at least in the description of this video. So you can go to the bucket system here, go ahead, throw on a filter, the bucket system, and go ahead and take a look at the same stats that I'm doing. AJ asks, do the buckets keep track of any weather conditions? No. Nope. These are just concrete stats that were prior to this event. So that would be difficult to do, you know, to include weather conditions. So again, the buckets, what they are stats from previous events. Most of the time they're from previous, well, all of them really are from previous events or tournaments, minus the salary buckets. So just to dig into that a little bit more, if I go to 2023, my 2023 DK page, and I go to my strokes gained stats, these stats here, the off the tee approach, around the green putting, are season long stats. Season long for me goes back 1 calendar year. So these were the lead-in stats. So this happened before the event even started. That's why when you go to my cheat sheet, I'm giving these strokes gained stats. They're just, can't think of the word. I mean, outside of lead-in stats, they're snapshots. Came to my mind. They are snapshots of what their stats were leading into the event. To me, I think that's the only way to analyze every single year. I don't care what Max Homa did at this event. Like, I don't care what his strokes gained stats were at this event last year. I don't think that's a good way to analyze, you know, well, it's a good way to analyze the tournament that year, but it's not a good way to predict which golfers are going to do well this year. Because this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand, and I did this in my strokes gain video. By the way, it's pinned to my Twitter, and you can find it on my YouTube page. I talk about how strokes gained stats are calculated. If you don't know how they're calculated, I don't know if you should be using the stats. Or unless you're listening to someone like me letting you know what stats you should be looking for leading into the tournament. But when you take a golfer like Max Homa, won this event last year, he's going to have the best strokes gained stats out of everyone because he won the event. He shot the lowest score. With that means his off the tee stats were probably better than usual. His approach stats were probably better than usual. His putting stats were probably better than usual. He was above his baseline for most of those stats. Why would you look at those stats? You know, like if Bryson were to come and play this event, if he was allowed to, he'd bash it around and his off the tee stats would be amazing. His approach stats would not be good at all because those two things are linked together. If you have a really good off the tee, you're most likely not going to have a really good approach, and vice versa. So if you see inside the top 10 nothing but bombers, that would lead you to believe that approach doesn't really matter at this event more often than not. And if that was the case, you wouldn't want to select good iron players. But of course, you're going to find good iron players every single week inside the top 10. And that's why it's, to me, really important to take a snapshot of stats leading into an event and then analyze every single year from there to figure out what you should be doing this year. All right, that's my soapbox when it comes to that. I'm not going to spend any more time doing that. But if you wanted to do weather conditions, what that would have to do would be looking at each one of those events, applying some kind of weather model to them, or create their own like buckets to incorporate that in? It's a good question, AJ. I'm not criticizing the question, but just reminding me of something to remind all of you guys. If you're looking at every single year's stats that happened that year, you're doing yourself a disservice. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So I don't want to go bucket by bucket. I just want to really look at the anchor buckets. I wanted to give you guys an explanation of how to analyze the bucket system. So if you do go to the cheat sheet, again, link in the description, I have everything that I'll be looking at throughout this entire video. Also, when I start building lineups, everything that I use, you guys can use on this cheat sheet. And it has all the projections. So just to remind you, if we just take a look at the last year stats, the last year buckets, I should say, these projections here read as follows. 1 to 3, but again, I have this piece added to my spreadsheet where I don't include that in the cheat sheet because this is less than 2, technically, if I, look at the decimal places, that automatically brings us down to a 0. So it's 0 to 3 for last year 1. Remember, we round down with the minimum, round up with the maximum. Just repeating that for everyone. The next one starts with the 0 because the minimum rounds down to 0. That automatically means the maximum is 2, regardless of this rounding up to a 1. Again, we always want a 2-point buffer. So there you go. You got 0 to 2. Same thing applies for this one, for the last year 3 bucket. Same thing applies for the last year 4 bucket. And then when we get down to the last year 5 bucket, this is a 1 to 3. And when I kind of check that against the conservative maximum, it still checks out. And then 1 to 3 with the last year 6s. Now, all that you can find right here in the bucket system. These are the conditionals. So when we build lineups, we'll be following this. That's why I don't really spend, personally myself, I don't spend a lot of time looking at the buckets. I will analyze them, but then I just build them into the optimizer to let the optimizer do its work for me. But let me open this back up, show you guys some things. I think it's worth talking about the anchor buckets. A user or a viewer reached out and wanted to know what the best buckets were this week. This is how you'd find what the best buckets are. Go to this max projection, filter by condition, greater than or equal to 2. Again, you can do this following along with me on the cheat sheet. So all of these are basically almost automatically going to be 1 to 3. Anything that's greater than 2 usually rounds up to 3, and you want that 2-point buffer, so this will always usually be 1. Of course, I have, my own version over here that kind of limits that for me. So basically what I wouldn't look at would be last year 1s. I also wouldn't look at recent form 4s, and I also wouldn't look at strokes gained 5. These are not technically anchor buckets to me because including the SweetSpot scores into their projections brings them down under that 1 to 3 threshold. They would technically be 0 to 3. So recent form 4 and strokes gained 5. If I show you guys what that looks like on the optimizer, you can see 0 to 3 with recent form 4s. And strokes gained 5, 0 to 3. Again, built into the optimizer. I like to go one step further, and you can see in this column here, when it comes to the bucket totals for this year, we've got some buckets that have 58 golfers, 52 golfers, 48 golfers, 38 golfers, 45, 42, 43, 50. It's a lot of golfers. And some of these are just telling you just to play 1, somewhere between 1 to 3. It's a lot of golfers to choose from. So what I like to do is go a little step further, put a filter by condition here, go less than or equal to 30. I rather choose from 30 golfers that I want to anchor my lineups around. I know I don't really want to look at the last year 1 bucket, but I guess it's worth mentioning. So these are technically your anchor buckets for this year. Last year 1, course history 2, recent form 2, recent form 3, and salary 1. So again, if you're doing this on the cheat sheet, all you want to do is go to the dream sheet portion. The filters are already up, and then filter out by these columns here. These are all of the buckets. These are all the bucket columns, I should say. So if you wanted to look at last year ones, you just clear everything out of that bucket and just look at last year one. And you can see the 10 golfers that are here. Clearing that out, just make sure you select everyone. If you wanted to look at recent form threes, I believe that was another anchor bucket. We can go here, and how many golfers we have? 24. So this is a 1 to 3. You want to select somewhere between 1 to 3 golfers, or at least that's what's going to be projected inside the top 10. But based off of the salaries, I think it's safe to say we'll see somewhere between 1 to 3 golfers inside the top 10 from this bucket. And there's some favorites of mine that I can already tell you that I like Justin Thomas, Kevin Streelman, Peter Quest, even Matt Kuchar. Really like Matt Kuchar this week. So that's what you guys can do on the cheat sheet. Again, it's available to you. It's free. Check the description of this video, click that link, and you got it. But let me go ahead and go back to my sheet. It's a little zoomed in for you so you can see better. Okay, let's take a look at last year ones. So when we take a look at the last year one buckets, starts with Max Homa and Sahith Theegala. Now, I think you go one of two ways. Do you think Max wins this tournament? He's $11,000. He kind of has to win the tournament, finish second or third to return value based off of his price tag. If you don't think that's the case, then I would say skip him and really just look at the rest of these guys. Now, I know AJ, you like Brian Stewart, and we can certainly include him. But at $6,200, I wouldn't be anchoring my lineups around Brian Stewart. I also really wouldn't be anchoring them around Zach Blair or Harrison Endicott. Although I don't mind playing either one of them. I think they're good plays. What really kind of jumps off to me is Sahith Theegala, also Matt Kuchar, and Justin Lauer, if I'm being honest. I really like Justin Lauer this week. Justin Lauer didn't play terrible golf towards the end of last season. So I don't mind going back to someone like a Justin Lauer. The rest of the guys, I'll just be playing sparingly. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to make sure any of those guys are on my lineups or in my lineups. So with that being said, I mean, do what you guys think you need to do. This isn't technically an anchor bucket for me, especially if I haven't figured out what I want to do with Max Homa, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm not including this in my anchor buckets anyways, because if you don't think Max Homa is going to win, that bucket itself is a difficult one to say, hey, you want to play at least one golfer from this bucket, but you certainly can. Course History 2 is another bucket to look at. So when you look at golfers from this one, we might even see some names show up once again. Yeah, Max Homa, Sahith Theegala, Brendan Todd shows up again, Matt Kuchar shows up again. And that's, I think it was Reevy in that? No. Okay. So these 4 golfers were in the last year one buckets. Now, this doesn't make them a slam dunk that you want to play, but it doesn't hurt. It actually, I think, improves their chances of finishing inside the top 10. That's kind of what I've always said, is it doesn't ensure a top 10 finish, but it definitely helps. So I personally like Matt Kuchar the most. I shouldn't even say the most. For value wise, I think I like him the most. But Sahith Theegala is, I think it's this week, man. I think this is a really good opportunity for him to win. Really good opportunity. He's a California boy. This is a California golf course, and a golf course that he can spray the ball around, not at will. Like he's gonna have to, you know, he's gonna have to play controlled. But I think what his main issue is that he sprays the ball off the tee. I think he can get away with that here. I like him at this event. So Sahith Theegala is probably my favorite one out of this bucket. Of course, I will be playing most of these guys sparingly. It's kind of interesting to see Kevin Kisner up there. When we get into the Marquee Tee Times, it's going to be interesting to talk about him. That was the Course History 2 bucket. We go right into the Recent Form 2 and Recent Form 3 bucket. And this one starts interesting. Has Steven Yeager at the top, but then we have Sahith Theegala once again. Oh, by the way, Brendan Todd is in here once again. I'm going to keep saying again, but it doesn't ensure they'll finish inside the top 10. I want to make that perfectly clear. But it helps. If I'm being honest, it helps. So Sahith Theegala is just kind of rounding out to be one of my favorite plays. Don't sleep on Brendan Todd. He's ranked 5th in my model. I don't mind playing someone like a Brendan Todd, by the way. The rest of these names I like as well. Like, I like Andrew Putnam quite a bit. I actually don't mind going to Alex Noren. $9,000. I wish he was like 85. If he was $8,500, I would play him in a heartbeat. Am I really gonna have an issue with a $500 price tag difference? No, not really. I'll still play some Alex Noren, but I don't have the most confidence in playing someone like Alex Noren. The rest of these guys, I mean, it's fine. I could play any one of these and be just fine. The projection is 1 to 3, by the way, so keep that in mind. You can play up to 3 guys. I wouldn't play more. I really wouldn't. Just stick to 3 and less. 3 or less. Sam Ryder, by the way, 15th in my model, $7,600. It's pretty darn good. He is ranked 1 worse than Alex Noren, who is 14th in my model. So keep that in mind. Again, I do like Andrew Putnam quite a bit. And this is a 1 to 3. 1 to 3. You want to select somewhere between 1 to 3, or at least that's what we're projecting to be inside the top 10. But with this price tag, I think it's just fine. You definitely want 1, for sure 1. And then the other one, the other bucket to look at is the recent form 3s. So that starts with Justin Thomas. Reeve, Kuchar. I like Kuchar quite a bit. I mean, it's kind of like, it's kind of proven out to be like, we do want, I mean, I think about it, I've seen Theegala, Kuchar, Brendan Todd in most of these buckets. I really don't mind playing those 3 guys together. I think that's actually a pretty good start. So the rest of these guys down here, like Callum Tarn all the way down, I'm not really going to spend a lot of time looking at. I'll play them sparingly, but I'm certainly not going to anchor around any of those guys. And I'll say this right now, I don't mind playing any of those guys either. Like, I'm not going to X out any of these golfers. I really like Garrick Higo too. I think that's like a low owned, and we'll see, I guess depends on what the industry, all the top industry guys talk about Garrick Higo, but for whatever reason, I just have a really good feeling about Higo this week. I think he just under the radar, didn't really do much last year. Nothing at the end of last year, I should say, to warrant, you know, a lot of interest in him. A lot of people are going to be going to Peter Quest, so it could be a really good pivot spot just naturally. I actually have Higo rated a little bit better than Quest anyways. So keep all that in mind. I think it's worth mentioning. And then the last bucket to look at is salary ones. Those are 10K golfers. There's 4 of them. I'm not going to look at them, but those are included in the anchor buckets. And it's really close for it not to be an anchor bucket. You can see the 2.09 over here. That's almost lower than 2, but it's still included nonetheless. So keep that in mind. I'm going to remove all of these filters. Just wanted to show you guys what that is. The last thing I want to talk about are the Marquee Tee Times before we start lineup building. So I would say this, anyone that's in chat, why don't you go ahead and give me your 2 to 4 golfers you want to build lineups around, especially when I go through the Marquee Tee Times here, because the rules are you don't want to play more than 2, or I should say you want to play at least 2, but no more than 4 golfers from the Marquee Tee Times. And if you're following along with me on the cheat sheet, all you got to do is go to the group rank in the tournament information piece, sort from A to Z, and we have our Marquee Tee Times. So basically what the Marquee Tee Times do is take all of like the cumulative SweetSpot ranks that I have for each of these golfers in each of these groups, and it rank orders them top to bottom. So the best group is Justin Thomas, Sahith Theegala, and Akshay Bhatia. And then it goes down from there. So I highlight the top 9 groups. And the rules are you want to select somewhere between 2 to 4 golfers from the selected groups, and you don't want to pair up a golfer from the same tee time. Those are the rules. I've been tracking this well over 2 years, and of those 2 years, 90% of the time we find 2 to 4 golfers from the Marquee Tee Times in the optimal lineup, and they are not playing together. 10% of the time, we'll either have less than 2 or more than 4. Also, they'll be paired up together. Some like in the other lineups, they'll be paired up together. So just if you do this the way I do it, I just use numbers to my advantage. And I'm just gonna follow the statistics. I'd rather have 90% success rate than flirt with the 10%. And I'll do this for every single tournament. Why not? Blindly just do it. So anyways, find 2 to 4 golfers right away. I mean, I've been talking enough about Sahith Theegala all night that he's going to be my #1 golfer that I'm going to just select just from seeing him in the Marquee Tee Times. Now, what this does is it eliminates Akshay Bhatia and it eliminates Justin Thomas from lineup building when I select Sahith Theegala. Now, if you have FOMO, fear of missing out, by all means, select the golfer that you want. Like, if you want to put Sahith Theegala with Justin Thomas, do so. I'm not going to fault you for it. I'm just not going to. So, I'm going to start probably with Sahith Theegala. And I'm going to highlight this all again. Just go Sahith Theegala. That's #1 for me. From there, Andrew Putnam kind of stands out to me, especially when he's playing with KH Lee and Zach Johnson. I really don't care for either of those guys. I also really like Matt Kuchar. Look at this. Matt Kuchar is playing. He's playing with the rest of the elder statesmen. He's playing with Webb Simpson and Kevin Kisner. I like Matt Kuchar quite a bit this week. And if you wanted to start with a 9-9-8 start, I don't see an issue with that. These 10K golfers can still finish inside the top 10, meet their bucket projections. They're not going to be in the optimal lineup, especially if they don't finish first, second, or third, which, hey, Sahith Theegala, Andrew Putnam, and Matt Kuchar could. And I could play up to one other guy, one other golfer. I really only have options of, you know, Cam Davis, Nick Hardy. I don't really mind Mackenzie Hughes. I could go up to Eric Cole, Taylor Montgomery, or Davis Thompson. Probably not. Gim, Dylan Wu, Jimmy Walker. Probably not. Endrith, Duffy, and Taryn. I actually do like Duffy, and I do like Taryn. I don't mind either of those guys. If I was to select one, though, it'd probably be MJ Duffy. So I wouldn't mind building lineups with those 4 golfers. But really, it's up to you. So now that we're done with the Marquee Tee Times, did you find 2 to 4 golfers you want to build lineups around? From everything that I talked about, whether it was the anchor buckets or the Marquee Tee Times, let me know. Put your 2 to 4 golfers into the chat. AJ, obviously we talked about starting with Sahith and Cam Davis. I actually don't mind that at all. And they're not playing together. Like that was, I almost took a look at this. I think this is a really good start. If you want to start with a 10K golfer, I think those are great. No Todd for the tee times. Oh, that's okay. I mean, you can still, when you're building lineups, say you've got these 2 and you're like, oh, add Todd, or maybe, you know, Todd's like $9,400. Maybe you like Sahith, Todd, and say Kuchar. We got our 2 golfers. You've got Theegala and Kuchar. You can add Todd to the mix, and Todd will, you know, be in all your lineups. Okay. So let me go ahead and throw up the optimizer, and right away, so we want Cam Davis as well as Sahith Theegala. So we'll hit run optimize and see what it spits out. There's some good names in there. Cam Davis, Theegala, Taylor Montgomery. Not a huge fan of Taylor Montgomery. I don't mind it though, like for one lineup. And then we have Kevin Yu, SH Kim, and Zach Johnson. I actually don't. I don't mind it. You know, it isn't sexy lineup to me. But a lot of times, sexy lineups don't win. You know, GPPs. You kind of want an ugly lineup to do that, and I kind of just want to save it because I do like it. Zach Johnson's going to get kicked out, and that's totally fine. Remember, don't fall in love with a 6K golfer, but do not disrespect one. They will probably come through and help you win a GPP some point in time. There we go. Here's a lineup I can get behind. Cam Davis, Thigala, Kuchar, Quest, Dylan Wu. I really like Dylan Wu this week, by the way. And Ben Taylor. Ben Taylor, the interesting thing about him, he's been in the 6K range most of the year. He had like a couple good finishes on Bentgrass, I think it was, that really elevate his model rank. Because he's in the 6K range, he's going to get kicked out. But it is kind of interesting that the fact, you know, I think it's like from the Sony Open not Sony, that wasn't Bentgrass. I can't remember which tournament. But something has skewed his rankings. Maybe it's his OWGR. I just don't know. He's been showing up in every optimizer that I've been doing dating back since last year. AJ goes, it's ugly. You're right, it is ugly. And I know you're talking about that first lineup. That second one wasn't as attractive, but better. And this lineup here, I like. Maybe not so much with KH Lee in it, but I really don't like the KH Lee factor of this, but I really like this lineup. Like Lauer, sign me up. Gordon, sign me up. Kuchar, Thigala, and Davis, I don't mind at all. I'm going to save it, but I'm actually going to bring back Gordon and kick out KH Lee. I just want to see if Gordon will show up in a different lineup that I like. Yeah, let's go ahead and remove KH Lee. Unless you like KH Lee. AJ, let me know if you do like KH Lee. I'll keep him in there. I've got no issue doing that. This is just my own feelings on it. Ooh, this is music to my ears. Cam Davis, Thigala, Kuchar, Quest, Kevin Yu, Robbie Shelton. This is a lineup. See, now this is a sexy lineup. This type of lineup, I think it looks like, or it screams GPP winner. But this is going to be a lineup that probably just finishes dead last. But I love this lineup. This is one of my favorite lineups. Well, we haven't really started building lineups, but I really, really like it. No Lee for you? Perfect. So Robbie Shelton's going to get the boot. And ooh, Ryan Gerard. Okay, this is my favorite lineup. I'll probably say that a bunch of times. This is literally my favorite lineup. Ryan Gerard gets added to a Sam Ryder, Kevin Yu lineup. Yeah, sign me up. Or as Byron would say, sign me the hell up. Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah, I like that lineup a lot. I'm gonna make this one a yellow one. This next one, I also don't mind. So Kuchar's showing up a lot. Do you want me to kick Kuchar out, AJ? Let me know. The only reason I say, or I ask that question is he's going to show up in every single lineup. He fits a lot of the buckets. It could be a good thing because narrowing down on certain golfers will improve our chances of hitting the optimal lineup, because the less options you can build with, the better your chances are to hit the optimal. I mean, if you have the 3 golfers correct that this is going to be anchoring around, or we can spread ourselves out and try to find the right core to mix in with some of these lower price guys. That's more of like a shotgun approach, which can still hit its target. You can hit its target better, just won't be as impactful. Hubbard in the AK range. Okay. Let me go ahead and kick out Kuchar then, because that might help us. But this lineup here, I like this lineup a lot. Zach Blair, I wouldn't sleep on Zach Blair. Something with that guy's game has been turned around, and he's been playing some pretty good golf as of late. I shouldn't say as of late like it was just last week, but from the 3M Open till now, even before the 3M Open, he was playing pretty good. So I'm going to kick Kuchar out. You said you like Hubbard. We'll see if Hubbard gets chosen, but I can kind of already tell that his point total isn't super good. What I'll do is I'll anchor around him just so he's there. We'll see what some Hubbard lineups do with Cam Davis and Seth Theegala. Not terrible. Satoshi Kodaira gets added. Kevin Hughes there. Davis Thompson. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. I did not put my exposures to 100%, so I apologize for kind of going in and out of saving and then deleting. Cam Davis, Theegala, Hubbard, Thompson, Sam Ryder, Paul Haley. So I'm kind of an anti-Paul Haley guy. Nothing that really Paul Haley did wrong, but he just doesn't score enough points. I don't even know why he showed up in the lineups. If you want to save it, go for it. I'm not going to. Don't mind me. I'm repost. Oh, there we go. What's going on, Byron? I'm trying to get some more Twitter followers to come check out the video. Okay, so look at this. Kevin Kisner shows up. Byron, I did say Sam Ryder, and in fact, I even mentioned you in this video because I saw what you and Kirshner were talking about. I know you're into Sam Ryder. I like Sam Ryder a lot this week. It was during my ranking, so if you went to like the 1 hour mark or something like that, it's somewhere in there. I think so, at least. Anyways, this lineup on the screen: Cam Davis, Theegala, Hubbard, Pendrith, Kim, and Kisner. I love it. Love this lineup a lot. And it's my exposure to Kevin Kisner. You know, AJ, if you were to ask me when I first looked at salaries, which two golfers I wanted to build my lineups around, in my head, what I saw was Cam Davis and Seth Theegala. Like, I just really don't care for the other 10K golfers. I do like some of the other 9K golfers, but I won't be playing Beau Hosler much. I'll always have a FOMO lineup with each of these golfers. I don't like Hosler. I don't like Spawn in the 9K range, but I don't mind playing Brennan Todd, Cole, or even Andrew Putnam. And maybe Noren to some extent, but anyways. Byron, appreciate you, buddy. I see you doing some work. Reposting. Oh, Josh Bennett, too. Do we have Josh Bennett in the chat? I wonder. So, AJ, have you seen some good lineups? I mean, this lineup here is pretty sexy. Byron, you do you. You also might be behind a little bit in the stream. If you just heard that, you could be, but I might be wrong. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. AJ, I was asking, have you seen a lineup that you really like? I really like this one, by the way, too. The Mark Hubbard being introduced to these lineups, I'm liking quite a bit. Okay. No worries, man. I actually really like building these Cam Davis Theegala lineups. So I'll build like 2 more and then I can move on. Do you want me to build some Brendan Todd lineups, by the way? I know you said you liked Brendan Todd. I could do that with really anybody. Todd Davis, Todd. You said you want to see some Brendan Todd Theegala lineups. We could probably do that. I actually don't mind this lineup either. I like Justin Lauer this week. See, do we have 10 lineups? We do. We have 10 on the button. I like them. Nick Watney is not someone I am looking to play. Yeah, AJ, I think you just get the benefit of being really the only person asking to build lineups. So it's all you, buddy. I like this lineup too. Novak, Laird. I think Laird's kind of a sneaky play. I don't think a lot of people will be on him, and I think he'll play just fine. Okay, I'm gonna do one more and just see what spits out, because a lot of these lineups have been just so good. I want to see what shows up. Yeah, I love this lineup too. I love this lineup a lot. Trevor Cohn, he was playing pretty decent towards the end of the year. I don't mind going to someone like Trevor Cohn. Cam Davis and Sith Theegala putting together are pretty remarkable. I even like Robert Streb. I don't mind playing the Strebber this week. Davis Todd. Okay. I love it. So we're basically going to change this, you know, Theegala Davis and split them up and do Theegala Todd, Davis Todd. I like it. Probably not gonna. I mean, this looks like a Josh Bennett special right here. Harry Hall. I know that's. Oh my god. All right. Hard not, man. I'm gonna fall down on the ship of Theegala and Davis. I really like these Theegala Davis lineups. Yeah, add Rue Knox into it. I'm down. That's cool. Probably not Duffner. All right, one more. One more. Stroud. Okay. Good. Oh, no worries, Byron. I do remember saying Sam Ryder showed up in my model. He was like 9th in my model, I want to say. Let me double check. Maybe not 9th. I think that's Andrew Putnam. Ryder's what, $7,400? I think $7,600, 15th in my model. Oh yeah, I was looking at something because I was comparing him to Alex Noren, and Noren is what, 9,000. Yeah, so Alex Noren up here, he's 14th in my model. Sam Ryder, almost, well, $1,400 cheaper, and the very next person in the model for me. So yeah, I like Sam Ryder quite a bit this week. I know I heard you say you do too. All right, so I am going to throw this on the screen because this is the next one. I want to see what happens. So I currently have this optimizer selecting at least one 10K golfer. Let's see what happens. It might select Cam Davis, which would be amazing. But we'll give it the flexibility to pick whoever. Yeah, there it is. So we're grabbing two 6K golfers, which I actually have no issue doing that. We did see what, three 6K golfers, or two or three 6K golfers being the optimal lineup one of the last couple of years. ZJ and Robert Streb, probably not. I'm just gonna check some of these lineups. Yeah, I don't like Paul Haley, but interesting to see Peter Quest up there. Baddeley, Damon, and Gribble. That is an ugly enough lineup that I'm going to save. And I'm just, by the way, guys, I'm just doing this just to see what the optimizer is going to do if I make it choose one 10K golfer like I kind of already have it doing. I'm going to remove this and get into like building real lineups here soon, but I just want to see which lineups or what lineups I can build doing a 10K golfer to go with Sahith Theegala and Brendan Todd as anchor plays. Yeah, Duff Daddy and ZJ, this isn't 2009, so I'm gonna ignore that. I'll ignore this. First round leader, out of order question. Going back to your marquee group numbers, that 90% is a pretty wild stat. Any theory why it comes out this way so often? I do think it's crazy too, and I wish I had a website to show you guys what it looks like, because I just, you know, and for you guys to actually just go and look. And, you know, what I would have to do instead is go, you know, into each one of my, here, I'll show you what it looks like. So I've got, this is my folder page for DFS Golf. And I've got a bunch of these tabs here with different, you know, different things in here. Some of these are like just experimental, but then it starts with my tournaments. You know, from like 01 or number 1 Fortinet, then Sanderson, Shriner, Zozo, CJ Cup, when we had the CJ Cup. And then I scroll all the way down to tournament number 45, Tour Championship. You see some RIPs down here with some of these other tournaments that we had. Rest in peace, Bridgestone Invitational. But every single week that I do this, I obviously provide a review video letting you guys know, hey, the Marquee Tee Times were either successful or not. You know, it's included in the SweetSpot process. So I like to review how well the SweetSpot process was every single week. And I don't know, I would say the last 6 or 7, even 8 weeks that we were doing these tournaments, when I review them, if you go back and look at the reviews, I do talk about the Marquee Tee Times in every single one of them. And if you go back, you're going to see that the majority of the time, it was successful, if not every single time, especially the last 8 weeks. It was crazy. It hit like 100% every single week. I think every one but one. So yeah, it's just something I was just kind of keeping track for the hell of it, just to see, because I'm bouncing all over the place, but I'm a competitive golfer. I know when you go and you play with someone who's playing good golf, not only are you playing against yourself, and I know these PGA Tour players are also playing against the leaderboard that they see every few holes, but in your group, it's really easy to play against somebody who is playing really good, and you draft off each other. But it doesn't, like, showdown slates, I think you want to pair guys up together. But for whatever reason, one golfer will fizzle out. And you got to remember, you know, you might have 2 guys playing Thursday, Friday together that are just boat racing everybody. So you'll have one guy that, you know, let's make up a wild story. Let's say of the groups that are playing this week, let's say this first group, we'll make it easy. This first group, Sahith Theegala and JT, they shoot 6 under their first day, 6 under their second day. They both are at 12 under. What ends up happening more often than not is one of those guys fizzles out during the weekend. You know, it's hard to sustain shooting that low. You know, a lot of times it's like 3 out of 4 rounds. You'll see golfers inside the top 10 shoot low in the 60s, but there's always that one round they shoot high 60s, low 70s, or even mid 70s that kind of take them out of contention. And then you'll get one guy who will shoot a 72, 71, 60, or 61 and follow up with a 64, and he's somehow now inside the top 10. But when it comes to these golfers that are playing together, someone always fizzles out when playing together. And a lot of times too, by the way, if you go back and you watch some of those videos, you're gonna see like this week we don't have it. You see JT's 10.5, Cam Davis is 10.10, and then we have Max Homa down here at 11,000. So only 3 of the 4 golfers inside the top 10 are in the Marquee Tee Times. Well, when you get some of those bigger events, those golfers are playing together, the 10K golfers. So a lot of, like, I think during the BMW Championship, if you went back and you watch a review of that, or if you watch the review of the BMW Championship, I think Victor Hovland was paired up with another 10K golfer. I think Victor won, and that other guy finished 2nd or 3rd. You could have paired those guys up together, but it wouldn't have won a GPP, I don't think. Or the salary relief or something to that extent. Like you would have done well. You could have got like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th or whatever in a GPP, and you would have got a lot of money back. But yeah, obviously we're chasing the optimal lineup, you know, in these videos. It's all about chasing trying to hit the optimal lineup. So that's what I'm tracking. I'm not saying you can't win a GPP by not pairing guys up together, but if we're trying to be ultra specific and get very narrow with our lineup builds, we don't pair golfers up together. So anyways, that's a pretty detailed explanation as to why I think those Marquee Tee Times do what they do. By the way, hello Anna. I see you say Go Sports. Nice to see you in the chat. Who else is here, by the way? Leave a hello or something. Give me two to 4 golfers you want me to build lineups around, and I'll do just that. This 10K with Theegala and Brendan Todd lineups, just not doing it. Although, Byron, do you like the lineup on the screen right now? Mr. Leader, you're absolutely welcomed. Is that the right word I'm looking for? I appreciate your thoughts. You're welcome. That's all I meant to say. You're absolutely welcomed, sir. Or ma'am. I think it's probably sir. But anyways. Ooh. This is an interesting lineup. I don't mind saving this one. I really don't want to play a lot of Zach Johnson, and I hate the fact that he's not getting kicked out. But I don't mind this one. These are kind of gross lineups. I don't really like them, but I kind of want to just save them just because. You don't know how you feel about this. Well, I mean, Byron, I know you talk to a lot of people that talk game theory. Is Jaeger going to be a high-owned guy or a low-owned guy? And if he's going to be a low-owned guy, isn't he just a perfect play? Guy shoots low rounds here and there, like good scorer, lots of bogeys, lots of birdies. Here's a good lineup. I don't want Zach Johnson though. Gross. Get Zach Johnson out of here. I don't need, no offense, Byron, but I don't need a farmer boy from Iowa being on my team. Some 5'0" farmer boy who's won a couple majors. I don't need him on my team. He's too old. Same goes with Jim Herman, get him out of here, you too. This one I don't mind. This is an interesting one. If you wanted some Kiz. I don't know, man. All right, 2 more, and then I'll get to what I'm supposed to be doing. This one actually wasn't bad. I should have saved this one. I don't mind doing Baddeley, Damon, and I forget who the last, Gribble? Baddeley, Cone, Ricky Barnes. Mr. Good old horse mouth Ricky Barnes. No, thank you. Ooh, Sean O'Hare. I could get behind this one. I don't mind that one. All right, that was it. I think I did 3 lineups. My bad. My apologies. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the 10K golfer that I have set in the optimizer. If any of you guys want the optimizer, I can certainly send it to you right now. Mr. Byron says, that's Mr. President to you. The Ryder Cup president. Did you know that Brendan Todd is 6'3"? I know he's tall. He's like my height. Also, there are 4 Kevins within the $100. It's pretty funny. There's a lot of Kevins in this field if you think about it. Too many Kevins? Kevin Stadler? Oh my god. There's your team of Kevins. Call it your home alone lineup. His, Streelman, Chappell, you, Tway, Roy, and Stadler. Don't think I'd do Stadler. If I had a Rainmakers lineup, I wouldn't mind putting these Kevins together. It'd be those Kevins right there. Kisner, Streelman, you, Tway, and Roy. If I was doing Rainmakers, just throwing a lineup in, and just for the hell of it, it'd be these guys right there. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to open that. Okay. Where'd this lineup come from? Oh, I took off the 10K and ran an optimizer. Wait, what the hell? This lineup looks good. Sahith, Brennan Todd, Kuchar, Pendrith, H. Lee, and Kevin Yu. It's not terrible. I'll save it. I like it. You know what I'm going to do just to make life easy? Let's set all these exposures to 100%. I am sorry for keep going back and forth. That could give you epilepsy if you're not careful. I should put a warning about that. Don't want to get in trouble. Okay. So basically when I put 100, and you guys could do the same thing if you got the optimizer, just change this to 100. I saved these over here because you can just copy this over, hit paste, and just the values, and they just turn into percentages. So that's why I do it this way. Just easier. Now, when I save these lineups, I don't have to keep going back and forth. I can just save them. My lineup counter up here will go up as I continue to save more. But I don't mind this one. My 1K Lee lineup or whatever. Thigala, Todd, Kuchar, Quest, you, Lashley. Not terrible. AJ, if you're still in the chat, do you want me to kick out Kuchar once again? And Byron, how do you feel about Kuchar? I like Kuchar this week. Thigala, Todd, Kuchar, Taylor Pendrith, Kevin Yu, Zach Johnson. Not terrible, but I also don't want Zach Johnson. I like this lineup a lot. Thigala, Todd, Kuchar, Quest, Ryder, and Gordon. Yeah, sign me up. Thigala, Todd, Kuchar, Quest, you, and Baddeley. Yeah, I can do that one too. Earlier, I felt like it told us to use Thigala, Kuchar, and Todd. Yeah, I mean, I said when we were going through the anchor buckets, those were the 3 golfers we saw a ton. So I'm just, you get to personalize this however you want it. If you don't want to see that much Kuchar, we don't have to play that much Kuchar. But if you're comfortable playing that much Kuchar, then yeah, we load up on Kuchar. This is what I've learned when building lineups, just in general. For me personally, I don't ever want to fall in love with a particular lineup build. I do acknowledge the fact that you will have a better chance of hitting the optimal lineup if you select the right 3 golfers, the correct 3 golfers. So if that was Theegala, Todd, and Kuchar, if you select those 3 and they end up being in the optimal lineup, you have now increased your chances of hitting the optimal lineup 1,000-fold. Like your chances of hitting the optimal lineup increase so heavily by just putting a core around those 3. But then if those aren't the correct 3, there's no way you're going to hit the optimal lineup. And I don't really care about making cuts necessarily. You could have a lineup that has 5 guys that make the cut, 1 guy who misses the cut, and still cash more money than if you had 6 guys make the cut. So I want to find those guys that are going to be in the optimal lineup. And like I said, these guys probably have the best chance to. So I guess going back to what I was saying, I don't like to fall in love with like a tight core, because too often it burns me. So when I see, like, I don't mind going Theegala, Todd, and then mixing it up, but there have been times where I've done 3 or 4 guys that I've cored lineups around and have hit big, but also where I've missed big. So up to you. It's your own risk tolerance. Theegala, Todd, Kuchar, Quest, you Laird. So like we're kind of getting a core 5, which quite frankly I don't think is that big of a deal. Theegala, Todd, Kuchar, Quest, Pendrith, Joel Damon. Interesting. Byron, were his approach stats better than usual? Like, were his approach stats better than his baseline? The eyesore of Excel. Oh, this is gonna slow me down. Sorry about that. Let's zoom in, shall we? So this is data from Data Golf, and what Byron is talking about is right here. So minus 0.81 at the FedEx St. Jude. That was just a bad all-around golf round. Minus 5.45. It's not super great. Wow, off the tee at the Wyndham Championship, gaining strokes off the tee. Interesting. It's basically a 0. That's not terrible. At a big boy ballpark at the 3M Open. Very high with approach. So really add these numbers up together. You still have a positive. Not super great at the Wyndham. That's not terrible though. John Deere Classic, not great. Travelers Championship, very bad. So you got a point there. This is very concerning. This is not very Cooch-esque. All right. Duly noted, Byron. Duly noted. Yeah, I wasn't even looking at those stats. That's so weird. So over the last season, Kuchar's right here. He's in my strokes gain 1 bucket, meaning all of his stats are positive going back 1 full calendar year. So barely positive off the tee, barely positive approach, really good around the green, and barely positive putting. Yeah, that's very that's stats, though they're so funny. Yeah, not super great. Kuchar minus 2.43 on average. Still gaining approach. This goes back to the 3M Open, so that 4 strokes gained approach really helps him out there. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. I mean, that's how you have to look at golf. Sure, we could pull this up and go, ew, this looks gross, going from the US Open. This looks really gross. But then we also have to remember this is golf and they can just turn it around very, very quickly. Strokes gain total, he's gaining, you know, it's not, I mean, this is like cut maker stats, not super great, but you know, it would be stupid if we just ignore them, you know, not knowing the profile of Matt Kuchar. Like, Matt Kuchar is a good golfer. He has played this event fairly well in the past. Top 20 finish last year. Course history is pretty good. Pretty good on POA. Probably the best stats that I have for POA well, Justin Thomas, I think, has the best stats, POA. But pretty darn close behind him. Pretty good on bent as well, behind JT once again. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hear you. Don't get me wrong, I hear you. Here. If I were to go to 2022, can we find a similar stat profile or even one that's about as gross? So Taylor Gooch would have been your guy last year. I mean, Taylor Gooch is considerably younger. Not quite the everything positive, but pretty darn close. Off the tees, just a 0, but everything else was nearly the same season long. And then he just had some really bad stats coming into the event. Yeah, this is very Kuchar-esque. Again, Taylor Gooch. Wow, what a parallel. Taylor Gooch and Matt Kuch. Okay. $8,000. Kuchar's 81. Again, this is why I think looking at snapshots heading into tournaments are more valuable than looking at stats at the event after the tournament has already happened and trying to determine what a good stat profile is. Taylor Gooch was Matt Kuchar last year when it comes to these stats. Oh, that was 2022. My apologies. That was 2022, not 2023. I skipped back a whole year. Yeah, that was 2022, not 2023. Can I find someone from last year that matches? Not really. Maybe here, Harris English. It's a pretty good comp to Matt Kuchar. These are all negative stats. I don't know, maybe Tom Hoagie. This is pretty close to Kuchar stat line. But let's see here. Not quite, actually. Yeah, actually, pretty darn close to Matt Kuchar stat line. 12th in my model, $9,300. Leading into the event, yeah, I don't know, a little bit better, I guess. Still playing below his baseline. So, either way. Thank you for bringing that up, Byron. Let's see. Catching up with chat here. That's so Cooch. I think that's where his course history helps him with confidence. Cooch is such an enigma to me. I'm also on record many times saying you play Cooch at Kuchar courses, so why not? He's such a yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, we got to make some uncomfortable plays, right? And I won't lie, when I came into this video and when I kind of came into building these lineups, my thought process was, you know, Kuchar's actually a pretty good play because he's played here well before. But, you know, it's very important what you just mentioned to look at how he'd been playing, you know, leading into this last break, leading into the playoffs, which is not great. Was not great. So we got to take it all. We got to take it all in. We have to take it seriously, and then we also have to just forget it all at the same time, which is very, very hard to do. Did we save this last one? Damon and Pendrith. We sure did. Okay, let's build 3 more for AJ, and then do I still have Tara here? I am so sorry, Tara. I will stay. I will let you build a few lineups. We'll make it up. Thigala, Todd, Kuchar once again. Gim, you, Novak. Yeah, I'll save that one. I like that one a lot. But let's build some Kuchar-less lineups. Ooh, Thigala, Todd. Don't care for Montgomery, but that's okay. West, you, and Marty Doe. I can get behind that. I like Marty Doe. Same lineup with Robbie Shelton. I don't mind Robbie Shelton. I'm not going to save it, though. All right, Tara. Sweet. Ooh, Matty Schmid. Sign me up. I'll do Matty Schmid. All right, one more. One more. One more for Ryan Moore. Sure. I mean, I'm all about these parallels happening. Let's do it. Okay. So let's go ahead, remove this, and Tara wanted Cam Davis. And Brendan Todd. We go ahead and throw that on the screen. Okay. We'll build like around 10 lineups. I think that's fine. Davis, Todd, Kuchar, who would have guessed? Davis Thompson, Sam Ryder, Zach Johnson. Tara, by the way, if you want any golfers kicked out, just say remove or kick, and whatever golfer you want removed or kick, I will do that. I'm not going to save this one because I already have too much ZJ in my life. So we'll go on, move on. Wow. Davis, Todd, Montgomery, Kuchar, KH Lee, and Ben Taylor. I also really don't like that one either. But I can get behind this one. I do like this one. Davis, Todd, Kuchar, Ryder, Lee, and Lauer. Love it. Davis, Todd, Kuchar, Ryder, Lee, and Will Gordon. Another lineup I love quite a bit. I don't like Lee as much as I like Gordon. Hera, do you mind if I X out KH Lee and bring back Gordon? Let me know. Again, there's a 10-second delay between you and I. As long as you check down below, or actually it would be down this way. Click that live over there, like right next to your volume control. Click live, and that'll push you back up here if you aren't already. Sure. Okay. Person only, you got to bounce. Thanks for the swing season grind. Absolutely, man. Thanks for joining the chat. Good luck if you do play this week, by the way. Ooh, I love this lineup. So I really like Cody Gribble this week. I don't really care for Taylor Montgomery. Like, Byron, you still here? What do you feel about Taylor Montgomery? You know what? Hold on. I have let me pull up a video. I was going through like videos that I have saved. I gotta, oh man, I hope I still have it. Oh, maybe I saved it on my phone. What tournament was it? It was the match play. No, not there. Bummer. I think it's on my phone. It's the one where he was at the match play and off his final, because he made it to like the quarterfinals or something like that, or the Elite Eight. He hit that drive straight right. Just an ugly looking golf swing. Let's see, maybe I can find it on my Twitter. I cannot stand that golf swing. It is so ugly. It's so gross. It makes no sense to me also. A whole season has gone by. That's crazy. Crazy. Oh, I don't have it. Darn it. I saved it somewhere though. What the heck? Byron, if you go back, timeout. If you go back and we talk about the American Express, if you go back and listen to your videos, I remember this clear as day. Go back. What did we say about Taylor Montgomery when it came to closing out tournaments? And it's not so much what did we say, it's what did you say? Closing out tournaments, Taylor Montgomery. I can't believe I don't have that video. I thought I just saw it not too long ago. I have it saved somewhere. Dang it. And why don't I have it? Like, it... This is very sad. The saddest. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm just not going to show it. He's the most talented golfer, one of the worst competitors. Oh, okay. If you say so. I'm sorry, Tara. I got distracted. I wanted to find that ugly golf swing of Taylor Montgomery. Like the ugliest golf swing in the world. It's not really the ugliest, but it's not good. I'm kicking out Taylor Montgomery. AJ says, nobody's going to want to play Montgomery, and for good reason. Hard to watch him golf, and also equally hard to watch his results. Just throwing that out there. I don't mind this lineup. I'm not a huge Baddeley fan this week. I'd much rather see him at a shorter golf. Actually, I forget, how short is this golf course? 71. Okay, so he's actually in play. My bad. Baddeley is in play. Monty is projected in the 20% range. Okay, well, perfect. Then I can fade him, not because of game theory, because I just don't think he's worth the $8,400 price tag. Davis, Todd, Kuchar, Quest. Okay, so Kuchar, Quest is just... Oh, boy. Byron, I think about like your thumbnail making abilities. If we were to add, say... Gotta think of a name. How about SH Kim? If SH Kim shows up with Kuchar and Quest, do you see where I'm going with this? You could call them the boys, and there's a little alliteration in there. That wouldn't be a great name to call them. Probably need to find me another white boy to add to that list. That would not... We just have to avoid that as much as possible. Davis, Todd, Kuchar, Quest, you, and Laird was my last one, so I can save this one. Taylor Montgomery needed a reset. Yeah, you're right. He also needed a swing change. Did he get one of those? I'm just gonna be relentless when it comes to this. I said this last year, I'll say it this year. There are golfers that I don't mind completely fading, and if they beat me, I'm gonna be okay with it. If I play them, I will bash my head against the wall, especially if they miss the cut. And Taylor Montgomery is one of those people that if I put him in a lineup worth value, like I'm putting him in like the $20 contest or the $33 dog leg, and that's my $133 lineup, and I put Montgomery in there, if he misses the cut, I will rage beyond belief. I will destroy a city. Like, that's how angry I'll be. If I put a lineup in there at 33, and let's say this lineup is the one I put in there, and Davis Thompson's the guy that misses the cut for me, or even if Kuchar misses the cut for me, I go, oh well, not a big deal. But if it's Montgomery that misses the cut, dude, I will. Or I should say this. Let's say Kuchar misses the cut and Monty was in the GPP winning lineup. I don't really care. I'm not that mad. I'm not that mad. I can't do it to myself. I'll put Monty in a dime time lineup. I'll put Monty in a quarter arcade lineup. I'll put him in those, just whatever gets my money back. If he does really well, wonderful. I almost want to put a bet on this that he's not going to be in the GPP winning lineup. And if that's the case, then I just don't care to have him in my lineup. There you go, Byron. Monty gained 39 strokes putting, lost 38 on approach. What was his proximity? If it was outside of 32 feet, that's why he's gaining on putting. 2 putts from 32 feet, you gain putting. So if you 2-putt from 30 some feet out, here, let's do this together. Stats. Approach the green. Proximity to hole. Oh god, it's the closest one is 32 feet. $40 feet. Okay. 40 feet. Lovely. Let's go to my strokes gain calculator. Let's say he's on a par 4 that's 500 yards. His first tee shot, let's say he hits the fairway. You know, bless him if you can. 300 yards. Let's say he gets it to 1. I think it's going to be probably let's do 480 or 460. Let's do 460. 440. And let's say he hits it 300 yards. So he's got 140 yards. He's in the fairway. Gains off the tee. That's about right. And let's say he puts it on the green. Sorry. Let's say he's what? 40 feet away. Do I have that in my calculator? 40 feet. Perfect. 40 feet away. On the green. There we go. Minus 19. And let's say he puts it to 3 feet. And then he makes it in the hole. Look at that. He gains putting. He loses on approach. And let's just say every once in a while he hits a little bit closer. How about that? Little bit closer. Still gaining putting. This is Taylor Montgomery. Not putting it close enough to make a reasonable 1-putt. And hey, by the way, you let me know, is this a stat line that Taylor Montgomery would do? Minus 2.72 approach, plus 0.45 putting, or maybe we do it a little bit better. Do I have a 32 foot? I have 33. Perfect. 33. Actually, how about this? Let's do this. Let's put it to 160. Say he's fairway finding. You said what? Minus 39? Or he gained 39 strokes putting. So he needs to gain more putting than on approach. Okay, so then that'd be something like this. Okay, so it's gonna have to be like 180, 160, something like this. Okay, that won't happen. There you go. This is as close as I'm gonna get it. That's Taylor Montgomery. 2-putt central. Taylor Montgomery, not gonna get you any birdies because he's not putting it close enough to the hole. There we go. Hey, Byron, I will say this. You're absolutely right. Taylor Montgomery has one of the best putting strokes on tour. I remember watching him last year and was like, holy crap, that guy is scaring the hole on every single putt. But because the PGA Tour has baselines from all golfers of all kinds that say, you know, let's say he hits it within 10 feet. He's only going to make, he'll make his putts 40 or 39% of the time. He has to hit it there though. He has to hit it within 10 feet. And you say he's one of the best wedge players. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that go into golf, obviously, you know, like, does he hit it in the fairway? Does he have a tree in his way? You know, a lot of those things happening. All right. I don't mind kind of going off the rails a little bit. I'm also just kind of giving you crap. His birdie percentage is also second in this field. Yeah, let me see what I have for stats. He is 7th in my model, and that's why he shows up in the optimizer a ton. Not super great on POA, not super great on Bent, despite having a 3rd place finish here last year. Yeah, his approach is just so bad. So bad. 24% birdie or better. This is probably this was a snapshot from before the Tour Championship, I'm guessing. So that could be a little bit different. Yeah, you are right. Second to Kevin Yu, I'm guessing. This is actually Tara. This is Tara's lineups. These are Tara's lineups. So we have to apologize to Tara for going off the rails. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty. This is a good DraftKings score. Bad bogey avoidance, good birdie or better. Like yeah, hits the ball pretty far. He's not going to be the furthest one in the field, but he's still up where? Oh, I thought I just saw him. Was it 303? That was 308. Am I not seeing him? Oh, he's right here. So he's what? 32nd in the field off the tee, like distance off the tee. That's pretty good. You know what's funny is early last year, I think it was the Sony Open. I believe this when Shot Like Harden came in and we were comparing Taylor Montgomery to Maverick McNeely, and he's the guy that was like, you should actually play Taylor Montgomery, or you know, got me to say, aren't they pretty much the same golfer? And I was like, oh, I have no idea who Taylor Montgomery is. And then I started playing Taylor Montgomery. I was a huge fan of him, even going into the American Express, where he really like gagged it away with his terrible, by the way, terrible wedge game. During the American Express last year at that final round, terrible wedge game. Terrible. I actually had a lot of lineups with him in it, and then those didn't do anything because I don't even remember if he finished inside the top 5 or even inside the top 10. Choked it away. Anyways, again, we have to have memories of Goldfish. So to your point, Byron, or not so much to your point, but the fact that you're talking good things about him, I should take in some of those good things. And just because you said that, I will go ahead and let Taylor Montgomery come back into the player pool. And oh, I like this lineup. Was this the one that we saw before? Oh no, Will Gordon was a part of it. I took out, no, that was KH Lee. So do we duplicate this one? No, we did not. Byron, you also got to remember the thing I hate about the PGA Tour when it comes to the stat collection is they usually have 2 holes where they measure distance when it comes to like driving distance per round, per tournament. Basically, they usually try to get it on par 5s, so it's not every shot. They don't look at the driving distance of every shot. And if that was a hole where, you know, Taylor Montgomery thought, you know what, it's better to hit a 3-wood 260 or 280, that gets incorporated into his stats. The best indicator would be swing speed. If you were keeping track of swing speed throughout the year, that would be the best indicator as to if someone was injured. Because if you're injured, you just can't swing as fast. So that's something that I would look more closely at, would be swing speed rather than driving distance. Driving distance is a nice stat to have, just to have, because it's easy to extract, but swing speed, in my opinion, like average swing speed is the best thing to look at. You can also find out who's hitting the ball good, like who's hitting it in the center of the face. If swing speed and driving distance correlate well, then that means they're hitting the ball well. If someone has a slower swing speed but a greater driving distance than someone with equivalent swing speed, that person who's hitting it further is hitting it better, like more flush, with a better, you know, angle of attack, better launch angle, all that stuff. Always, like, that's the nerd part of me when it comes to like statistics, is seeing how someone is a fit, like checking out someone's smash factor. Tara comes in here towards the end. Sure, I'll play Montgomery. Here's a Montgomery list lineup. I really like this one. Do you like Peter Quest, Tara? Because Peter Quest is showing up a ton too. I can kick up Peter Quest if you'd like. Everyone and their mother is going to be playing Peter Quest, or as Nagels likes to say, Nancy in accounting will be playing Peter Quest. Oh, Gabe, what's going on, man? Hope you guys have some great lineups built. Great to be back. Good luck this week. Gabe, I imagine you're not playing PGA. Are you playing NFL DFS by chance? Tara, I'm just going to wait till you tell me you either want Quest to stay in or no. You don't know who he is. He is a red-haired maniac. Here. I mean, here's Peter Quest. Sometimes I go by the image. You know, like, do we play someone like this guy? And now I know that's maybe not fair. Maybe not fair. Here's a good picture. Not terrible. This is Peter Quest. That's not Peter Quest. This is, forget Sam something. Bennett. Sam Bennett. Can you play a guy like this? I don't even know, like I just remember from the Rocket Mortgage Classic that he's a redheaded maniac. But it looks more blonde than anything. He's probably a ginger, you know, in spirit. Sure, keep him in. Yeah. So Robbie Shelton shows up here and there, but it's always after a good lineup. And I'm not sure if sure, I'll keep this one. That's fine. What have we got against maniacs? Really nothing. Byron. He doesn't look very confident to me. Like I said, sometimes, hey, a picture speaks 1,000 words. So if you see that in the picture, you just don't play him. Here, I'll show you a really good picture too of a guy that I won't be playing. Check out this tool. Look at this guy. Does he even have a chin? I'm not sure. Is it connected straight to his neck? I just don't know. It's also what his golf swing looks like. Like he's got no separation. It's just Oh, if I can give Byron crap anytime I can, I will. Gabe goes, NFL, I am more of a best ball guy. Okay. How we like, did we draft any good best ball teams? Going to throw a random one at you. Homa Kuchar Steward. All right. Yeah, someone else mentioned Stewart. It was AJ. AJ wanted not Byron Stewart, but Brian Stewart. This one's okay. Harry Hall. Byron, are you still in the chat? Did I push you away because of my negativity? If I did, get over it. Don't you know how to deal with your Minnesota neighbors up north? We gotta deal with the Iowanians driving on the road, or as we like to call them, idiots on wheels ahead. Byron must have laughed. What's going on, Shalike Harden? What's up, man? Better late than never. You're absolutely right. Is baseball season for the kid over? I'm not sure what it's like in Texas nowadays. I mean, it's not a lot of sunlight in any part of this country left. I took Minnesota in my survivor pool. Your state owes me $50. Or perhaps you should talk to a Minnesota, like, realist. I am not a Viking. Like, I'm a homer. I'm a hometown homer. But I cannot stand watching the Vikings. That team is so disappointing. I could have told you you're going to get disappointed. Montgomery's going to win now? Oof. AJ, you might want to, you know, every, Byron, 6 o'clock on Mondays and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Byron goes live. You can go ahead with your Montgomery talk over there. Just kidding. Just kidding. Stay. Please stay. Ooh, this is a really good lineup. Oh my goodness. I didn't even see this one. Let's see. Sarah, you still here with us? Oh, another good one. I don't know if we did this one already, but anytime Ryan Gerard can be put in a lineup, that is fine by me. Peter Quesson, Marty Doe. All right. That's a lot of Kuchar. That's so much Kuchar. Kuchar. Look at all that Kuchar. 18 lineups with Kuchar in it. Make that 19. That might be a little too much. And Kevin Yu. All right. How many lineups did I build? 20? 22. I will have to trim one of these lineups or two of these you know what? Never mind. This I will just... We'll put this like dime time. Or actually, I can't tell you to do that. Never mind. I'll get in trouble if I tell you where to put it. Like, I will put some of these lineups somewhere, but I'm not supposed to tell you where to put them. That's the thing on the DraftKings. I'll go through it and find. Okay. Gabe has a lineup in there. Actually, Byron does. Byron's the first one. Or the next one. Tara, I hope you were following along. I built 10 lineups, I think. Actually, no, I built like 12 lineups. 12 or 13. Hopefully you saw them. The buckets are talking to us about the cooch. Yeah. I mean, they certainly were. Let's see here. I'm trying to get... Okay. Trying to find your lineups, Byron. Who did you want me to build lineups around again? I got it. I found it. Sahith, Nick Hardy, and Yim. All right, Byron. Nick Hardy. Why Nick Hardy, by the way? Very interested. Wow. First one that shows up. We leave $600 on the table. $600 on. Oh, I like this one. How are we feeling about Garrett Kigo, Byron? Actually, I do like that one. Oh my God. Why are we... We're not even getting close to using the salary. Sahith, Nicardi, Gim, Quest, Bezzy. I know you like Bezzy. And Cam Champ? Oof. Ugh. He got scorching hot with the putter to end the season and can go bananas with the irons earlier in the season. Are we still talking about Taylor Montgomery? I don't mind him in DFS. I don't know who you're talking about, but just for the sake of this podcast, I imagine you're still talking about Montgomery. And I need to come up with some graphics of just like puke, snot, something disgusting. Anytime you mention something that grosses me out, I'm going to... Oh, okay. Nick Hardy. Gotcha. No champ. Gotcha. It breaks. No, it doesn't surprise me, Byron. You coming in here with your weird lineup builds. You just go ahead and break the optimizer. I imagine... Why do you break it? I'm tempted just to make this a 0, just to see what happens. Okay, so let's see. We have a couple anchor buckets here. So last year 5, last year 6, course history 2, course history 3, and recent form 2 and recent form 3. So the guys that you... okay, so we have a last year 1. The guys that you went ahead and anchored, so we don't have a second last year 1. Actually, we don't need a last year 1. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Last year 5. So, I mean, you've got a last year 1, a last year 4, and another last year 4. So basically the optimizer has to find a last year 5 and a last year 6 in order to satisfy these conditions. And then course history 2 and course history 3. So you have a 2, that's perfect. And we have a 3. So it's not the course history buckets, those are good. Well, we want a recent form 2 and a recent form 3. So we have our recent form 2s covered. And we don't want any more than this, so that excludes anyone else that's in the recent form 2 bucket. So, I mean, we've got... so basically what we don't have covered are the ones that are highlighted. I'll just do it this way, it makes it easier. So we don't have a last year 5, we don't have a last year 6, and we don't have a recent form 3. So the optimizer has to select those golfers in order to not break it. So I had to make some considerations to allow you to pick some 6K golfers, Gribble and Streb. So $6,600. Gribble down here, he matches your last year 6, and I imagine Streb is a last year 5. And there are no guys in the 7K range that fit that mold that also fit the other buckets. So that's probably why. Okay, let's go Sith Gim. Ooh, I like Putnam. Going to bed now. All right. Have a good night, Tara. All right. So we are cool with getting rid of Hardy and going Putnam. I'm gonna go ahead and figure all that out and rerun it. Better results. Thigala, Putnam, Kuchar, Gim, Quest, and Hall. I imagine you want Kuchar out of your lineups. Out of curiosity, Byron, where do you have Putnam in your rankings? He's number 9 in my rankings. What? Let me know, Byron. You want Kuchar out or no? Oh. You're feeling Kuchar, huh? All right. I'll build some more lineups with Kuchar in them. $13 for upside, 8 for season-long safety. Interesting. So our rankings are pretty close. Sith Thigala, Andrew Putnam, Doug Gim, Peter Quest, Pendrith, Kevin Yu. Your boy Gim just shows up. Wait. No, never mind. We did have Gim. Just kidding. I, for whatever reason, thought we put Hardy in there. This is a good lineup. I like this lineup. What do you feel about it? No Kevin Yu? I cannot believe it. So is this the guy that you're just jumping off because everyone else is jumping on? No Kevin. If Gim snuck back in there, I would have laughed so hard. Buckets love Quest and you. I know, man. And AJ, just a minor correction. Because of the golfers that we're anchoring around, I think that's why the optimizers were like selecting them. But I bet you they probably, never mind. They would select them. It has everything to do with the metrics that are associated with their scores. It's like, here's Kuchar. He's up there in the thousands. Quest isn't a very high. His score right here, this little number, isn't higher than Davis Thompson around him, or even like Taylor Pendrith or Sam Ryder, but he is getting selected more. Interesting. Yeah, I don't mind Ryan Moore on this track either. Patton Kazire. Oh, do we like Kazire here? Actually, I don't mind Kazire. He's another tall boy. 6'5", I think. Yeah, I hear you, AJ. That's why I kind of took it back. I was like, yeah, never mind. They probably, the optimizer probably would pick Quest and everything. So, Byron, do we still have Rainmaker cards? Are you still playing Rainmaker cards? Because I will say right now, I've got so much Trevor Cone Genesis Elite cards because of the, first of all, they went down real cheap, like $16 cheap during the Tour Championship. So like a lot of my elite contests have Trevor Cone or even Matty Schmid. I'm kind of excited, to be honest. I like them this week. Cone and Schmid. Love it. Love it. Dude, I'm going to do that all next season. I'm going to buy all the rookie cards, all the Genesis starter packs, or even if they're like a better set tier or something like that, I'm going to get them cheap or hold off until I can get them cheap. And then just reap all of the weekly rewards, the monthly rewards, like just easy money. That's the way to do it. Easy money. Thigala, Putnam, Kuchar. Did I already save it? We did not. Ooh, a Carson Young showing. Remember when Carson Young used to be good? Kind of like him this week. Thigala, Putnam, Kuchar, Gim, Quest, and Young. Pretty solid. Byron, I'm going to build you 10 lineups. I'm going to save 10, I should say. Tanagoya, I don't mind that. That's pretty good. I'm going to build you not 10 more, but I'm going to get this number to 10. And then I'm going to go and do Gabe's lineups. And then I'll do shot like Harden's lineups. And then if we have time, I kind of want to leave by 11. If we have time, then we can talk Rainmakers or I could probably talk prize picks, honestly. Perfect. That would then it just showed up naturally. Thigala, Putnam, Kuchar, Gim, Quest, and Melnate. Peter Melnate. I don't know if I want to go back to Peter. I mean, this is two Peters can't make a right. Let's just put it that way. I don't want Kevin Chappell. I don't know if I'm gonna get to 10 lineup saved. Harry Higgs, we ain't doing the big rig. Sung Yul No, I don't mind that. We've got our core 5 here. Karl Yuan. Crazy Karl. I don't know about that one either. I'm really not sure if I was really digging that core 5. I don't know if I like this one either. All right, I'm building 5 more lineups, whether I save them or not. Here's one, which I will be saving. I like this one. Stevens and Novak. Interesting. Goya for cash. Really? Okay. Stevens and Stallings. I don't mind that one either. So one more lineup I'm saving for you, bud. We're moving on. Kevin Tway. Can we do Kevin Tway, Byron? Can you stomach the guy who has a stick shoved so far up his backside that when he walks, he just looks uncomfortable? Can we do Kevin Tway? Probably not. I'm not saving it. But Henrik Norlander. I'm going to do it just out of intrigue. Lots of Kuchar. How much Kuchar? Too much Kuchar? That feels like too much Kuchar. Too much Kuchar. Okay. Thank you, Byron. Chad Eckert. I'm watching the part about the 8K golfers now. Yeah, dude. The first thing I thought about, I'm like, oh my God. How? And then there was a GPP winning lineup that had 5 8K golfers in it. It's the Chad Eckert special with a 6K golfer, which you would never do. Maybe you would, but you probably wouldn't. It'd be 5 8Ks and 1 7K. I talked about just about everyone on the Fantasy Golf Pod. I even talked about Josh Bennett. I built a Harry Hall lineup that I'm like, this is a Josh Bennett special. I did not see anything that was Quagnus-like. Where was Charlotte Cardin? Okay. I'm looking at the wrong screen. I wonder if I can just like search for a name and find it. Okay. All right, Mr. Gabriel Brown. Let's do a few of these. Homa, Kuchar, and Stewart. We have not had any Homa lineups built this week, so we certainly can. There's Brian Stewart. I'm just going to bump his score up 300 points. Just so I don't have to keep like kicking people out. Homa and Kuchar. Oh, Charlotte Cardin did not have any lineups. Oh, well, Charlotte Cardin, you're here. Good night, Byron. All right, so Gabe, first lineup built. Homa, Spawn, Kuchar, Quest, Ryder, and Stewart. That's crazy. Quest is actually going to get the boot out of there. I like that, though. Homa, Jaeger, Kuchar, Ryder, Zach Johnson, Stewart. I'll save that one too. Crazy. Homa, Eric Cole, Matt Kuchar, Ryder, KH Lee, Stewart. Yeah, I like that lineup too. These are kind of some dynamite lineups. Homa, Davis, Kuchar, Ryder, Gerard, Stewart. Yep. Sign me up. These are crazy. Homa, Jaeger, Kuchar, you, Stallings, and Stewart. Yep. I'm gonna build 8. The one I don't care about. Homa, Thomas, Kuchar, Martin Laird, Harry Hall, and Brian Stewart. Don't really care for that one. I don't want Harry Hall in my lineups when it comes to these guys. Homa, Putnam, Kuchar, Bez, Kevin Yu, Stewart. Okay. 2 more lineups for you, Gabe. These are crazy, by the way. Homa, Noren, Kuchar, Ryder, Duffy. Yeah, sign me up for this one too. What the hell? Homa, JT, Kuchar, Ryder, Ben Taylor, Brian Stewart. I don't want Ben Taylor. I don't mind that lineup, but I think that's fine. I already know if I build my own lineups, Taylor's going to show up in like every one of them. Homa, Cole, Kuchar, Pendrith, Novak, Stewart. Yeah, okay. those were dynamite lineups. Those are very good. I do not want to play any more lineups with Brian Stewart in them, but I hope those were good enough for you, Gabriel Brown. I know you're watching this in the morning, so oof, those were electric. Those lineups were crazy. Now I gotta move him back to 698, take the 300-point bonus off of him, and I'll get to Shot Like Harden's lineups. I do like Suh for a play this week. 8,600 I think is kind of underpriced. So let's see some Homa and Justin Suh lineups. Homa, Suh, Kuchar, Pendrith, Ryder, Zach Johnson. I like it. I like the 5 golfers. I also don't mind Zach Johnson, but I already have Zach Johnson saved in a couple lineups. I just don't want to play that much Zach Johnson. Otherwise, I do like that lineup a lot. Homa, Suh, Kuchar, Ryder, KH Lee, and Lauer. Yep, I like that one. By the way, Shot Like Harden, what we've seen all night, Kuchar's going to show up in every single one. So if you want me to remove him, let me know. KH Lee and Will Gordon. Yeah, so I like Will Gordon, but I don't like pairing him up with KH Lee. Homa, is it Suh or Sue? Probably Suh, right? Justin Suh. Homa, Suh, Kuchar, Ryder, KH Lee, Baddeley. So now KH Lee's just going to show up a ton. Shot Like Harden, do you want me to get rid of either Kuchar, Ryder, KH Lee? You don't mind Kuch? Okay. What about the Korean Cowboy? You usually like the Korean Cowboy. Homa, Suh, Kuchar, Thompson, Sam Ryder, Cody Gribble. I like Gribble. Homa, Suh, Kuchar, Ryder, KH Lee, Martin Laird. Okay, so KH Lee's showing up a lot. Obviously, so is Sam Ryder, and so is Matt Kuchar. If you're cool with this, just say right on. Yeah, Kuchar's like, if I show you the lineups that I've saved, I know it's hard to see, but you can see Matt Kuchar in just about each one of these. He's right there. He's in all of these. Even if I go up here, we got some Kuch here. We switched out Kuch for Mark Hubbard. So yeah, lots of Kuch. I have saved a ton of Kuch. But these are your lineups, so we can build with Kuchar in there. Homa, Suh, Thompson, Quest, Ryder, Blair. Now we get Quest. So Quest will show up a ton too. You're gonna be like 50% Kuch this week. Yeah, so I don't, you know, going into this event or into this tournament, when I've is Kuchar in my dummy lineup, I wonder. Can't remember if I bet you I did put Kuchar in my dummy lineup. I didn't. Interesting. Instead, I have Justin Suh. Here's my dummy lineup. Theegala, Putnam, Suh, Eckroat, Yu, and Lauer. And this was before I looked at anything. So I always create my lineups before really like jumping into anything. So anyways, Homa, Suh, Thompson, Quest, Ryder, and Zach Blair. I like that. Kick, Quest. Joshua Maz, what's going on, man? I'm basically going to be streaming for the next 9 minutes, and then I'm going to jump off. That'll put me right at 3 hours. So, Peter Quest getting kicked. Yeah, those were first feels when it came to that dummy lineup. So I think if I were to, you know, some of these lineups I'm going to save and keep. Like I already have 80 contests reserved right now. And I think we're probably past 80 lineups. A lot of times when I build these lineups, I do save them. Where am I? I have 58 lineups built. And a lot of times it's the optimizer doing its work. Obviously you're giving me like 2 to 4 golfers to build lineups around. Sometimes I take them, sometimes I look at them and go, no. It really depends on my energy levels. Like, do I really want to build more lineups? Or do I really want to build lineups, or do I just want to take these and just throw them in there? May the cooch be with us all. Jay Stamps, yes, I'm still live for like the next 8 minutes. I'm gonna try to get out of here after 3 hours. So Josh, hello back, by the way. This one's okay. We want to quest out though, so let's move on. Pendrith and Kadira, that's not terrible. Interesting. Doug Kim shows up with KH Lee, Kevin Yu, and SH Kim. Very interesting. I don't know if I really care for Davis Thompson at this golf course. He's rated pretty well in my model, but I don't know. Jay says just got off work. Buzzballs never shuts down. That's right. Jay coming in with his marketing strategy. I don't know if there's a couple streams you've come in here and not talked about Buzzballs, but every once in a while he just slips it in. So aside from Homa, who's your player which is a long shot but interesting? So I'm not like, I will play. I'm still going to try to build 100 lineups, but it's really difficult because contests are not filling up on DraftKings. And that usually means I'll either have to spend more money to build more lineups because I'll have to enter like the $1 lineups or the $3, $4 or $4 or $5 ones. I don't really care to do that. Not this early on, like not during the fall season, which is probably what everyone else is thinking. But if I could dump, you know, money into the quarter games and stuff like that, I will build my 100 lineups that way. And of those, so what I'm trying to get at is of those 100 lineups, Homa might be in 5 of them, and that's it. I do not want to play Max Homa. Cam Davis and Sahith Theegala are my favorite combos to put together. If you wanted a long shot, Garrick Higo. I don't know what his odds are, but Garrick Higo, I think for me is one of my favorite plays. I don't know what Kevin Yu's Odds are, I know a lot of people are kind of on Kevin Yu this week. If you really, really wanted a super long shot, Callum Taryn I like. CT Pan, I'll go back to CT Pan. No problem going back to CT Pan. Really like MJ Duffy as well. There are a couple 6K golfers that I am very interested in. Well, here's a 7K golfer, Marty Doe. I like Marty Doe. I like Matty Schmid. Don't mind Austin Smotherman. I really like Zach Blair. Trevor Cohn. I also mentioned his name earlier. Keep your eye out for Preston Summerhays. He's a California kid. Boyd Summerhays is his father. Boyd coaches Tony Finau, and Preston he's qualified for US Opens. The kid is good. He will be a good golfer on the PGA Tour. I don't know if it's right now, but 1 year for a lot of these guys is that's all it takes. Yeah, I'll probably just leave it there. There are other plays that I like, especially as we were building lineups. Like Andrew Novak, by the way. I don't mind him either. I do like Novak quite a bit. I like this lineup quite a bit. Jay goes, I was literally switching to Cam and Thigala as you said it. Yeah, no, Cam and Thigala are my favorite. That was my favorite combo so far to build. I think those are the only lineups that I really highlighted in green. So it was Cam Davis, Sid Thigala, Matt Kuchar, Sam Ryder, Kevin Yu, and Ryan Gerard. That's the favorite one that I highlighted. I might lock in Davis, Thigala, Kuch, and Ryder and just see what the other two will spit out. Because like I like other 7K golfers and I like other 6K golfers. Like there's some 6K golfers that showed up that were pretty decent. We didn't do a lot of Cam Davis at Thigala lineups, but pretty good. Homa, Todd's, Thompson, Kisner, Ben Taylor. I don't mind that one. Not terrible. You want me to do those 4 golfers together? AJ, is that what you mean by that? Ooh, I like this lineup. It's very balanced, but very powerful. All right, those are the 7 lineups I'm going to create for you, Shot Like Harden. I'm going to get out of here pretty soon. I know some of you guys just came in, but I've been live for 3 hours, so I am tired. And I would like to go to bed soon. But AJ, do you want me to build lineups with those 4 golfers? Is that what you mean by that? What do you mean by spit it out? What about Cam, Thigala, and EVR? I do. Is EVR in this field? Oh, sure enough, there he is. Why do we like EVR? Just to line up with those? Okay. I'll build a lineup with those, and then I will get on what AJ wants to see. Cam, Thigala, and EVR? Sure. AJ says, thanks for your time. Absolutely. I mean, I'm doing this all for you guys, so. EVR Ben Taylor. I'm going to bump EVR's score up by 200 points so he doesn't get the bump out. Let me do like 3 quick ones for you. I don't want Ben Taylor to show up. Here's a good one. This is a good EVR lineup. Kevin Yu, SH Kim. I like that one. I'll do one more. Okay. There we go. There we go. I like this lineup a lot. That is a good lineup. I like that one. I like Justin Lauer. I like that lineup build. That was Davis, Thigala, Kuchar, Ryder, Lauer, and EVR. I do like that one. Alrighty, one more quick one. I want to build a couple good ones using Kuchar and Ryder. By the way, that was a combo with Davis, Thigala, Kuchar, and Ryder. So that one's a good one. I do not mind that one whatsoever. Kind of just got there naturally. I don't like ZJ. Don't care for it. Get out of here. Too much ZJ. That's the one we saved earlier. You and Gerard. I like that. Thompson, Ryder, and Kadira. Don't really care for that one. Pendrith, Ryder, Gribble. I do like that one. Ryder, KH Lee, Zach Blair. I don't care for KH Lee, but I do like Zach Blair. So I'll bring back Zach Blair and kick out the Korean Cowboy. Davis, Thigala, Kuchar, Ryder, Lauer, and Stallings. You know what? I don't mind that one. I do I like Lauer a lot this week. It's another low price guy I forgot to mention. Novak and Laird, sign me up. Montgomery, Kuchar, Ryder, and Ricky Barnes. We're not doing Ricky Barnes. No, and especially not Montgomery to go with Ricky Barnes. This one I'm okay with. Kuchar, Pendrith, Ryder, and O'Hare. Sure. So much Kuchar, man. So much Kuchar. I mean, I know I have him locked in, but ugh. Man, not making me feel super good right now. I like this one a lot. This is one of my other favorite ones right here. Davis, Thigala, Kuchar, Ryder, Duffy, Zach Blair. That one feels like a GPP winner. Montgomery, Kuchar, Ryder, Stadler. No thanks. Kuchar, Ryder, Duffy, Shelton. Sure. If we're getting really narrow, switching out one golfer is the best way to try to hit the optimal. Quest, Ryder, Streb. I don't mind that one. Shit. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that, man. I'm just now enthralled with this lineup build. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to actually get rid of Kuchar. And I am going to make the optimizer select an 8K golfer. So I'm interested to see, and oh yeah, I'm going to kick out Montgomery. I do not want to see Montgomery. I'm going to bring back everyone else. I just want to build a few more lineups. Show you guys on stream what they look like. Again, Zach Johnson shows up. I don't care. Get out of here. Oh, Gim shows up. Okay. Gim, Quest, Ryder, Ben Taylor. Is Gim just going to be the replacement? No, Streelman. Yeah, sign me up, man. I don't mind Streelman at this golf course. That's another variation of the other you and Gerard lineup. Too much Gerard. Kadira, yeah, whatever. I do like Gribble. All right, so I'm gonna go back down to Gribble. I don't want to see that much Gim. I don't really care for Gim this week. I'm not, well, I also don't want Simpson, Herbert. Batia seems interesting. I like and I don't care for the rest of the guys. So why am I making it choose an 8K golfer? Let's not. Let's not say we did. Maybe he'll choose another 9K golfer. 1099? Or something like this would be fine. I'm going to remove Quest really quick. I just want to see something different. Not quite satisfied. More? Oh, Bezzy? I don't know. All right. I like this one. I also don't really care for Davis Thompson, but I do like that construction of having Dylan Wu in there. Don't really care for Kisner all that much. It's a good one. I think it's a losing battle trying to Kuchar is just the easiest one to put in there. Streelman, that's a good one. Ryder, Novak, Gordon. Ooh, I like that lineup a lot. One more. I'm just doing one more. One more save. That's not gonna be it. That one will do it. All right, cool. All right, everyone. That's gonna be it for me. Kind of went a little over time because I was very intrigued by building these lineups. I hope one of us takes down a GPP. That'd be wonderful. Start off the fall season strong. Just some reminders. I'll just throw up, if you don't know about giveaways, let me just throw that up there. Weekly, monthly giveaways I do. And by the way, schedule. Let me throw that schedule back on the screen. So you can see the next 2 weeks are off. Then we go straight into October. So this literally is the only tournament for you to get your comments in. So this is going to show up as a replay. I'm going to give you credit. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, to get a free entry, you need to be subscribed to the channel and you got to comment on any of the videos that I post. So this is going to be the only video for the month of September. Well, that's not true. There's a fall video that I just put out, like the updates, fall 2023. You can go comment on that and get a free entry there. I'll try to make some more videos to throw out there. So any video that I post here in the month of September, if you go and comment on it, you get a free entry into the weekly giveaway as well as the monthly giveaway. And of course, money is awarded when the subscriber goal is met. You can see the subscriber goal all the way over there to the left, trying to get to 600 subscribers. So if I get there by October 1st, I'll give away 50 bucks. If not, you just get a t-shirt that has the SweetSpotDFS logo on it. So let me know, or not so much let me know. Comment on the videos. Everyone that participated in the chat right now, you all got participation points. Those are all entries going into this giveaway. So be on the lookout October 3rd. I can go ahead and throw that on the screen again. October 3rd is when the next live video will go up. And that'll be for the Sanderson Farms. I'll do a giveaway. I did one earlier today. I think Shot Like Harden won the monthly giveaway, which is a t-shirt. Message me. I'm sure you already have, or you will. Letting me know what you'd like to do with that. I know you already have a t-shirt, so we could probably do golf balls once again. I still have some more. But anyways, next giveaway will be October 3rd. So keep an eye out for that video. I will also, again, like I said, try to post some other videos throughout the month of September. But yeah, get into the giveaways, being subscribed, commenting, just like everyone that has in the live chat. You all get it. So anyways, I think that's gonna call it quits, or I'm gonna call it quits there. So thank you all for watching. Please leave a like on your way out, comment if you haven't already, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.